Hello, here we go. We live in the place to be, buddy.
Hi.
Yes,
Man, hey,
yes,
what up, though?
yes. James, can you see yourself or you still the same way, bro?
Same thing, but we good. We
We
good.
we good. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to Pontiac WYAC DM.3, number one on your DM dial. We back like we never left and concurrent, you know what I mean? Like them things that be in the street, you know what I mean? But But yeah, we back, man. How everybody week been so far? We just coming out the weekend trying to get the motor started to get finished with the week, man. How everybody week been so far?
Whew.
You okay, Jane?
No, you go ahead. You.
I thought I heard you just go, whoo.
Made me
My
have a
week, my week is good. It's just been the same old, nothing. I don't think I did anything special or out of the ordinary. Yeah. Mhm.
Me neither. Me neither.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I went to a concert. I think I went to a concert. That's bad when you don't even know what you
The hell
did.
did you forget you went to a whole concert,
It must have been
man?
some drinks flowing. Must have been that what she had last week. Remember that she was bringing? She
Yes,
had.
that is what I did because I took the adult popsicles to the concert.
Oh,
That's what I did. I went to see the PJ Morton and Kenyon Dixon
Oh,
concert at
okay, okay.
Shane Park. Yeah, yeah. And my daughters and I had the pleasure of meeting Kenyon. We're big fans of his, so we enjoyed that.
Oh,
That's what I did. And I snuck the adult popsicles into the park.
oh, she did it old school. How you
oh,
put you
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 was thugging. Okay.
sneak your snacks in there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Couple people posted that. I seen it. A couple people from Detroit posted them. So
yeah.
I'm not real familiar with them. I need to check it out.
Mm.
Really? Oh yeah. They do the jazz series, and then um, a friend of mine, DJ Steady Rock, he's usually the house DJ, and all the R&B and hip hop acts, most of them come to the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater nowadays.
Well, Steady Rock, huh?
Yeah, that's
He
my
be
boy.
doing he DJ for a lot of big people when they coming down. I remember he DJ for Method Man when Method Man came to town.
Okay, yeah,
Back when Four Brothers was open, remember that?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
They actually call him Mr. Shane Park, and he DJ'd my 50th birthday party when I had it at the Lafayette Grand.
We need another type of four brothers type of situation. We need another one of
No,
those. You don't
no
think so?
doubt. I thought
Oh,
about
okay.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really had thought about it. You know what I mean? But
But isn't that what the new Vogue, the Vogue
I haven't been in there yet.
nightclub down there is supposed to be kind of like? I don't know. I don't know who owns it, but I've been going to a couple of events there.
Mm.
oh yeah, I know who on. I've been on them.
How is
And
it in
that's what's
there?
coming up this weekend at the Vogue. They're actually having the Leo Bash. So several people from the Leo gang, they're doing their second annual bash, and I'm going to be attending that as well because my girl Kayla is
Oh,
a
okay.
proud Libra. I
Oh,
mean, not Leo, Libra, Leo. Yeah.
right. I kinda I don't know. I don't know.
With
I
the
don't.
Alley Cat used, I'm sorry, not the Alley Cat, but that Vogue used to be Tiki Bob's back in the day, right?
Oh,
Mm,
okay.
That's what I think it was called. So I know the layout. It's kind of
yeah, it
spacious up
used
in
to
there.
be.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it used to be T Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I know what you're talking about. I've been there when it was Tiki Bob's, and it was
But we have Alley Cat that a lot of people been going to.
mm-hmm.
They've been having live bands there. The DJ's been coming through, and the bartenders are really good there, and they have the menu as well. That's pretty nice. And
Mm.
then they're still having events at Crowfoot as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's like Alley Cat, Vogue, uh,
Crowfoot.
Crowfoot, and
Um.
then the Strand.
Now I know this is probably a little bit more old school, but I remember my man that's with the Four Tops. He took over Seven North from here.
Ronnie
What's
McNeil.
Ronnie McNair? I
Yes,
don't know how I
yes.
forgot Ronnie name, but anyhow,
Yeah,
he
right. How the hell?
right. Ronnie, hey, Ronnie beat me up, dog. Literally, I ain't lying. Ronnie, OG gangster, dog. I hung out with Ronnie, man, like for a whole week, bro. Changed my life, man.
Yeah, and it's, what is it called? Like
Seven North.
seven, seven. Okay.
But
Yeah.
I saw he had like a concert going on and an opening night. I don't know if it's still going on, if it's once a week or how he do it, but it looked like it was real nice.
Yeah, it
It was
does. I
Motown
saw
night,
some
and
videos in there.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, I
Oh,
want to
so
crack it.
and then there's that 46 North too that they have
And Charlene's.
and Charlene. I haven't heard a whole lot about
What is
what they're
Charlotte?
doing at Charlene. Huh?
Where's that at?
That's attached to the Strand Theater. So you have like biscuits and bourbon,
Hmm.
the Strand Theater, and then you have Charlene's, which is
Oh
kind of like a neighborhood bar kind of atmosphere.
man, I'm coming to Pontiac tomorrow and see what's new down there. I'm gonna see what's going on. I wanted to buy
Yeah.
the building on the corner. If you walk out of there and go to the right, that big building on the corner where I think Nick's used to be downstairs, they were selling
Oh
it for
yeah.
like 540,000. But um,
Yeah. At least we're talking about some things that's going on in Pontiac now.
Yeah, for
yeah,
So
sure.
that's a little different
I think we got to keep business good.
and
I mean, I
promising.
know
Yeah,
I could speak on a particular situation, but I won't. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want nobody to lose. I'm not the type of person that wants somebody to lose business just because of me. And I
yeah,
know that would happen, but I just think we need to keep business. The problem with a lot of Pontiac businesses, not even just Pontiac, you know what I'm saying? I would say black businesses that we have to keep uh, everything in order. You know what I'm saying? You can't open up when you feel like it. You can't close when you feel like it. If you make a deal with somebody, you stick with it. Later
that's
switch
business.
it up. You know what I'm saying? And I think it will strive because it's needed. You know what I'm saying? It's needed in the community. And I'm
That
just
is one of my biggest pet peeves with so-called small business owners or black business owners. It's just doing these pop-up openings, and we're supposed to be dedicated, loyal customers. Like what?
right.
It's like
You're not
crazy.
doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
Oh,
like okay, I feel like making some money this week, so y'all come through, and I'm open today. It doesn't. It shouldn't work like that.
right.
Right.
But do you think it's because you like most of these business owners? Like I know some, and they got spots, but they also they still got full time or part time jobs, and they don't have anybody to
Oh
keep.
well, they shouldn't open a business. They should like that simple. It's cut and dry. It's not. You know what I mean? Because when you open a business, you know what I mean. You're opening it to make money and for the public. You know what I'm saying? So if you
Yeah,
can't do the things you need to do, then don't even start it because it's
I hear
not
that.
going to succeed
You
anyway.
right. You right.
yeah. And when I'm ready to eat or when I'm ready to shop,
You ready to shop? You
you know
ready?
what I'm saying? And I want to be able to pull up on you and be able to safely assume that you're open for business. Like,
Wow.
and then the whole posting on Facebook thing is that's not how to market. That's not how to manage. That's not how to operate at all when it comes to business. But people seem to think that that's okay. Get a website, post your damn hours, or at least open your business consistently. Like have
Yeah,
some set hours. If it ain't gonna be all day, then make it 10 to 2.
Well,
yeah,
people don't even feel like you need to have a website anymore. I mean,
and
because for
yeah,
social media, they feel is enough, and I think I get where they're coming from, but at the end of the day, I still want to go to your website and just see that you have one, that you put effort into having one, at
Mhm.
least a landing page, basic. You know what I mean? I think it's
Yeah.
just like that's
and the key, it ain't nobody in particular that I'm talking about because honestly, and I hate to say it, but since we be keeping it 100 on here, um, any business that open up in Pontiac that I know of people that I know has never really been consistent. You know what I'm saying? That I know personally has never been
Hmm.
consistent, and I'm just keeping it 100. So it's not even one specific person I'm talking about. It's several. You know what I mean? That happened. You know what I mean? And it was, and I'm stating that because of just what I seen posted from other people saying, Oh, well,
Hmm.
you go over so and so. You well, shit. I went over there and they wasn't even open today. And then it started being a discussion. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I'm like, damn, I hate to
Hmm.
see them fall off because of this, or I hate to see, you know what I mean? But really,
Hmm.
people, you do it to yourself, and it's
Yeah.
not a knock or nothing, but business is business.
Yeah, and I know that they don't see themselves as big corporations, but damn,
Right.
it's like
I
how
was in my
serious are
store
you?
But you got to see yourself like that, or nobody else will. You know what I mean? And
huh,
that's
That
what I
part.
learned. That's what I learned in the
Mhm.
last year. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to treat yourself with a you got to treat yourself with a certain respect, or you're not gonna get that clientele to even look at you like that.
exactly. I
You know what I
lost
mean?
a customer because I opened up 2 minutes late.
Wow.
I lost a customer because he said, "You said that you opened at 10." He came back to tell me. You know what I mean? And that's just how some people so serious because he's like, man, I really like you guys. You come in, it's a new place, and whatever, whatever. So my excuse for being there late, it didn't even matter
Mhm.
because it says I opened at 10 a.m.
Right.
Yeah, I've driven past some businesses like looking at the door for business hours. You know, even if I know they're not open at that particular time, if I'm thinking about coming through the city or whatever during that time of day, I do want to know whether they open at 9 or 10 because it might matter to me. And you could lose me as a customer if every time I try to shop with you,
You can't.
or you don't even have the product.
Yeah.
Right.
That's another thing too. I mean, but
Mhm.
yeah, I ain't making no excuses, but I know we as minorities, quote unquote, inner city business owners, sometimes we run into hurdles where we'll probably be with inventory, or like I said, you got a job already and you trying to do something. But I feel where you're coming from, James, that
Ooh,
then don't even do it. I get where you're coming from, but
and that's another one too that you said inventory. You said
And that's
inventory.
the difference between, and I say it all the time in some of my posts, that's the difference between a business and a hustle.
Right.
Some people are just out here hustling, and so they don't, it doesn't matter to them how much they make next week. As long as they get their rent paid and their
that's
lights stay on,
right.
Yeah, and that's
they
great.
good.
You
Yeah,
know,
you might not be able to get your hair braided until her taxes is spent up. That shit is unfair to the consumer.
you
you
can't grow.
know,
You gonna sweat to death, but you ain't got no AC.
For
You gotta
sure.
wait. But
right, right.
that's real. That's real talk. And with people with me with the business, like with me having a store, you know what I'm saying? It's not successful all the time. Everybody think because I own a liquor store that I make a gazillion dollars, and
Mhm.
that's not the case because what Santea said, inventory is important. There's been times that I had to spend money on things that won't even sell fast, but
Mhm.
lose that customer if I don't have it sitting in the store. So
Absolutely.
spend it. So imagine having
Yeah.
two, 300 loyal customers that all want these different things. And
Mm-hmm.
you have to
Right.
have those things there, whether they're gonna go sit there and go bad or you just gonna lose
Right.
that customer and you gotta wait for that money to come back to you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why mom and pop stores are failing.
Yeah,
Because
maybe you should come to Pontiac more often, James, because that's valuable information and people should know and understand that. Can I do a quick plug since we're talking
For
about
sure. For
businesses?
sure.
So y'all see my lips?
Oh
I
yeah.
got this
Oh
lip
yeah.
gloss on. This is a lip gloss that I have had like forever. And I look, it's been in my pocket, it's dirty, but I purchased this from Elise Dudley. And I just want to shout her out because I do try to support as many people as I can in the Pontiac area. But
mm,
this lip gloss, I don't look, it don't have no sticker on it or nothing, but it is the bomb
you
dot
done wore it.
com. And I think I might have bought this from her. It's probably been well over a year ago, but it's one of my
Show that she got
favorite.
a good quality product. If it
She
lasts
got
like
a
that, and
good
it's yeah,
quality product,
yeah.
and anytime, sometimes I just when I'm this, I think I bought this. I was still traveling, so this might even be over 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Wow.
bought lashes from her that I've worn. Yeah, let's give her a shout out now that I'm thinking about it, because
For
I've
sure.
also bought lashes from her that I've had for an extended period of time. And what I noticed, I don't know if she makes them or if she buys them, But whatever she's purchasing or whatever she's doing it right because the lip gloss lasts forever. Like I could literally put this on and it's gonna last this entire show. And then the lashes that I bought from her, I was just noticing that I was reusing them over and over and over again, and I noticed that other brands and products you have to throw them away after the first use. So, Elise Dudley, I am so sorry I don't know the name of your business, but whatever she's selling, it's good.
Yeah, well, that's what's up because that's important in the
Very.
beauty industry. Sustainability. A lot of products don't last or they go
Mhm.
bad, whatever. I
Right.
have a little run with the beauty industry. I still got makeup brushes. Still, you know what I mean. I done gave look anybody I done talked to, kicked it with, befriended, and all got
Mhm.
make.
But you
Mm.
know what? At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. I like what you did, Amy, when you go ahead and gave her a shout out.
Yeah.
And DJ Bobo actually a couple of weeks ago kind of asked me about, like even talking about small businesses or around in the city. And that's what we're here for. We're promote and talk about it, especially if you're doing right, especially if you're doing good. That's the only way
Yeah.
we want to do it if you really legit. You know what I mean?
And I
So
think she's a sweetheart. She's always polite and professional. I'm actually on her page now because I want to do her some justice and
okay.
get the name of her business. But yeah, she's always polite and approachable. And I don't know. I'm drawn to her because I see her grind all the time on Facebook where she's looking for support. I think she does hair, and
Mm.
she I don't want to misquote, but she's just a dope female. I'm gonna come back to the name of her business in a minute, and I am so sorry I don't know it off top.
But that's what's up. I'm happy that you did that, and that's really like I said. At the end of the day, we all that's what we here for. We trying to promote or uplift the city. This is one of the legs of what we do right here, just to kind of give each other a one up and leg up. If we can go ahead and just put the word out that somebody's doing X, Y, and Z, and they got a good product, hey,
Hmm.
go ahead and patronize those people because in business it is hard. It's not for the faint of heart. I know James have those big hills and you can have those low valleys, and then a lot of times you just wishing to be in the middle and ride the middle.
Yeah, so I can just
Sometimes it's
ride the
just
middle.
Here it is,
hey,
y'all.
I'm
I
just
hope
trying to
y'all can
ride the
see
middle
this.
myself. You know what I'm saying?
Here it is.
Okay.
Glam.
Glam enhanced by Elisa. She sells lash. Can y'all see that? I'm just
Okay.
gonna hold that up there for a minute.
All right. There we go.
And I think she also do some type of decorating, like she's a hustler, man. Because I've seen her in the hair salon doing hair, where I bought the lashes and the lip gloss.
Shout out to my man right there, Tracy McGee Trub. Got the cigar,
Hey, Trevor,
the cigar, the cigar place
cigar
right up here.
room.
The cigar room.
Yeah,
Hey, wonderful place right there just to go and just chill, have your cigar.
In Pontiac?
And right, yeah,
yeah.
right across from
Home
the hookup,
Depot.
Home Depot. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm about when my boy Rod Perry come to town, we gonna pop up in there for sure, because my boy Rod,
Yeah, I
he
actually hosted a ladies' night there during March Madness. He was gracious enough to let my girlfriends and
Hey,
I
you know
come
what?
in.
Hey, yo, Amy. Hey,
Uh huh.
since we got Trub, or I call him Trub from the old school.
Trouble.
I've been knowing Trub since
Right.
I've been this big.
Yeah,
So maybe since he listening right now, maybe we can do a podcast from his spot. I'm just throwing it out right there.
we can.
Trub,
We
let us
can.
know.
I said we can. I'll call you with our available dates, Trouble.
right,
Right, we want to answer right now. You know what I'm saying? You don't.
right.
Right, get on here and say yes,
Post it
Trouble.
right there. Put it right there.
Right, we looking for the confirmation. But yeah,
Yeah.
I would love to do that. I love his business. I love what he's doing. He's
Hmm.
consistent and he have great cigars. You know what I mean?
Yes,
And
he
great.
does.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
That's
Yes,
what's
he
up, man.
does.
I might have to order a couple from you, man, for my DM me your
Yes,
information.
he has a nice humidor room
Yep.
and good ventilation. The TVs and music going. It's nice. He's had live
Bands.
instrumentalists
Yep.
come in and play. Yeah, it's a nice spot.
And I'm gonna tell you this, and don't be intimidated because sometimes you can go into a space like that and feel like you never been and you don't know what to do, like me. So I came to the cigar room, and I didn't know
Hmm.
anything about a good cigar, what's good, what's bad, or what to do, how to. I know nothing.
Right.
Basically, Trub walked me through it, and I chilled and sat down. I even sat in the VIP section when I wasn't supposed to, and he didn't even say nothing. He just said, "Hey, bro, chill out. Just go ahead and just cool
Yeah,
out, smoke your cigar, and you here with me." You know what I mean? And he's a good guy. He's really doing good business, and I'm super proud of him.
And like I said,
Super proud.
when we went, it was all females. None of us had experience with cigars, right? And he actually took us in there, explained the different cigars,
Hmm.
helped us with cutting them, helping us with lighting them. It was just a wonderful experience. So again, Tracy, if you're
Hmm.
watching, I really, really appreciate you doing that for us, and we'll be back again soon.
For sure.
yeah, I'm
Yeah, I need to get
popping up
down there
for
soon.
sure. Soon as my boy get in town, cause my boy Rod Perry, man, he love all he do is smoke cigar. Every time I go out the country, go anywhere, I gotta bring him back cigars. So we for sure popping up through that thing.
For
Yeah.
real though.
And I'm gonna spend some money. I ain't gonna just come see you. I'm gonna spend some money.
Oh boy, what day is that gonna be on?
I'll
Right. Yeah. Right.
have to
Right.
let you know
Make sure that I'm available.
for sure. I'll let you know.
So what else is going on around the city of Pontiac before we get into the grits of the thing? You know what I mean? Like I know we right now as we speak downtown Pontiac, right behind City Hall, they have some type of gathering. Don, let me. I should have had this up. I'm just being off the chain right now. But let me see. Right now, it's called Night Out, and it's basically the Oakland County Sheriffs, and it's just more of a community event right now. There's free food, bounce houses, and games. It's running on up until 9 o'clock. So if anybody wanna, don't leave us to go there, but if you need to, go ahead and go. But it's a nice event right there. And then this Thursday at Murphy Park, we have music in the park. Given by the city of Pontiac. I don't know exactly who's going to be performing that day, but your boy will be out there live streaming it for the city, so you will be able to watch it via live stream from Murphy Park on Thursdays. Anything else that you guys know about going on?
No, I mentioned the Leo batch this weekend, and I'm not sure of anything else happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What about you, James? You got your ear to the street? Got anything that we should know or shouldn't, or what's
Nah,
happening?
I'm not gonna lie. I don't be in the loop, man. I'm out the loop. I'm out the loop.
It's all good. You ain't out, bro. You ain't out. It's just things ain't hitting your radar. That's it. And sometimes that's the way it go. But what's the topic at hand? What we discussing today? What we gonna give the people what they want today? What's it about, James? What is
Man, I don't know. Amy went ahead and threw it back on me today. So,
it?
um, I think was it like relationship etiquette? What would we call it? Uh,
Relationship etiquette.
I let's see. I gotta look at what I said.
I looked at what you said, and it didn't make sense to me. You were saying
Yeah,
something
look
about, didn't I try, Sante?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, you said something about what makes a relationship good
oh
or
yeah,
something.
what's
Yeah.
considered to be a good relationship? What's the percentage of like if you get along? Like if you had 100%, how often should you get along? Is 60% of the time good? Do you need 80% of the time? You know what I mean? Because I feel like I've always felt like 60% of the time is good. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't appreciate 60% of the time until they meet that person that they don't get along with 100% of the time.
Well, I don't think you're gonna get along with anybody 100% of the time. I think the golden rule when it comes to relationship and how much you can tolerate, or when you think it's safe enough to say you should depart. I think they always say if the good outweighs the bad, right? Isn't that supposed to be the
Yeah, I
rule?
mean
If the
that's
good
normally
outweighs the
it.
bad.
Come on, but you notice that's not reality with most people. It's
Hmm.
not reality with most people because we'll stick in some shit because we just love that person. We can't even come up with a reason, you know what I'm saying, why we stand there. You know what I mean? We'll just make up shit. Oh, it's the kids. Oh, it's the, you know what I mean? But really you just hoping something good happen, and either something might happen, which is rare, or you just get the hell on. Because I stayed in a marriage too long. I'll be honest, I stayed in a marriage too long, you
Hmm.
know, and
How
I
you?
really did, and that legitimately it was for the kids, and it made a difference. And we even
Hmm.
talked about it later, like with my kids, like if I would have still been in the house, would you have felt a different way or better or whatever? And my daughter was like, hell yeah, I wish you would have been there. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Even though we never lost contact, we was only 20 minutes apart. And I made her stay live with her mother. I wouldn't let her move in with me. She went to college at the time. She wanted to
Mm-hmm.
move. And I'm like, it wouldn't be fair for me to have both the kids. You know what I mean? So you stay with your mama for she won't lose her mind, and we just gonna make it work.
Well, I think, man, of course you're gonna have relationships where you're gonna start off at 100 all the time. I mean, and then as time goes, you get to 80, 70, 50. You might even get to 5%. You know what I'm saying? Liking each other, but
Yeah.
what a relationship consists of is not if you like the person. I mean, as long as you're not beating each other up and causing damage and harm physically and mentally too much to each other. That's a relationship. You might even get down to 0.1% of getting along. But it's about
Mhm.
what was the foundation of that relationship when you got together. That's what it really all about.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to know why you got together with that person, and that's your reason for staying with that person. You know what I
Now,
mean? So
see, yeah, that's the dangerous part of the conversation. What you just said.
talk to me,
What brought you together in this relationship? A lot of time, the first thing is physical attraction.
right?
Am I correct? You know what I mean? You look at this person, you're like, oh man, she look good. You know what I'm saying? She might have, a nice ass or whatever, something that you might like, and that's what started it. So therefore, you want to look at all of those things when you reflecting on a relationship. You know what I mean? When you go back and you reflect, when you're going through those hard times, you're going to look back at those things that attracted you to that person. And a lot of the time, if it's been a long relationship, you know what I'm saying, you find a lot of things that don't happen anymore that you actually don't like. So I think that's really the beginning of, what I'm saying, losing those
The
percentages.
downfall. I feel you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
In my first marriage, I basically kind of asked myself a question, and it was like, did I see myself with this person a, a year from now, 5 years from now, and 10 years from now? And, I knew that I could hang in there a year. 5 years was kind of questionable whether or not I wanted to stay in, for the kids, the finances, the whole family thing. And then I asked myself, 10 years, can you do this another 10 years? And my answer was no. For my own happiness, I knew that I couldn't stay another 10 years. And
Right.
when I knew I couldn't stay another 10 years, I didn't want to stay another 10 days. It was just kind of like if I know this isn't what I want anymore, it made no sense for me to go any further.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
but have you ever compared it, even after you thought about it and you felt that way? Did you ever
Hmm.
compare it to other relationships and was like, well,
Well,
he was
sure,
better than this,
especially with
this, this, and this
especially
person?
with that one because he was the father of my children.
Uh huh. Okay.
So, there was that, the benefit of having the father in the home. But even with that, just being a young woman and growing up and growing apart and just having so many differences. Keep in mind, I was with my children's father from the time I was 15 years old and married
Wow. So
at
15 to
19
what?
after, huh?
So 15 to what?
15 to 27. So we were together for 12 years.
Wow. Yeah.
And so I was just a different person. I don't even like remember him, really. Like I remember certain things. No, I'm being honest. Like even my children say they couldn't see me with their dad
Right.
because we're just different people.
Yeah.
And I think that it's only fair. And I think that's kind of why I look at relationships the way I do now. Because it wasn't that I didn't love him and it wasn't that he wasn't a good husband or a good father. I just knew he wasn't the man for me anymore. And so, with that being said,
But whatever happened, I know I'm jumping
Mhm.
back in. Was at the front door, but whatever happened about just sticking it on out? You know what I mean? Like we just don't do that, and even as young people now, like young people are to the point where they don't even want to be together like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's hard. It's hard to talk about sticking things out when you are two completely different people.
But that ain't that well
And
we know that going in though. You know what I'm saying?
no, when I say two different people, I'm saying as far as religion went, as far as ideologies about certain principles, um, things that we take interest in, sexual attraction changes. It's like, God dang, like how
It's-
many things do I have to kind of like
nah, you
settle
would have
for?
killed. Yeah, you would have jumped off a damn bridge. That's
I
too much.
mean, it did, and I don't, this is talk about Tuesday, but it did get to a point where like I had like zero sexual attraction to him, and that's torture.
Right.
When when you don't want that no more,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we should have to stick that out.
Yeah. I get it for sure, and it's crazy that you said that because even with my ex-wife, I don't even remember a lot of times. They have to. Somebody has to jog my memory. I don't even remember the shit that I
Hmm.
liked. You know what I mean? Because I literally
Hmm.
after the divorce and everything, it was so much built up hate. You know what I mean? That it literally turned off a switch. Like I can't look at like right now we'll be at a basketball game or something, and another parent or whatever they'd be looking at. The one parent was looking at her ass, and then he looked at me like, "Oh my bad." I said, "Nah," like
Go ahead,
you
bro.
nah, that's you go ahead. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing there. I love her, you know what I mean, as a person and a parent of my children, but there's really nothing there. You know what I mean? And she's not a bad person, so I want to put that
Right,
out there as well. When I
right.
say I had a kid, it's just that me as a parent, I lost my very first child, so I knew once I had children again that I was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm crazy about my kids. So I was
Mhm.
just a parent that, you know what I'm saying, everybody talked about it. Wanted. So her father literally was like, yeah, your son, James, needs to go stay with his dad for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because, and she wasn't, she makes good money and she wasn't a bad parent. It's just that I was just better at it.
Hmm.
So I just want to put that out there. She wasn't a bad person.
You were just
You know what
better,
I'm saying? She was just
right?
bad for me.
Yeah.
End up being bad for me later.
Mhm.
What was it about that relationship that kept y'all together though? Was it the kids, or was it the that you just said things to turn around, or what was that?
I
Not to
think
not to dive
like
too much deep in your, you know what I
right,
mean,
right.
but
But I know Sante, a little yourself, but pretty much when we had met, we was both like athletes, you know what I'm saying? She had played college basketball and we had a team together. But it was a point that she had to, what I'm saying, kick it into gear and what I'm saying, get a job and a good job. She had the education, I had the felony. So it was
Mm.
my job as a man, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna help build your woman up to be, but you know what I'm saying,
What
the
you
best
needed to be. Mhm.
for me. And that's what I did. But throughout that time, I didn't build myself up. Like I learned different things to do to make money because back then when you had a felony, you know what I mean, you couldn't really make money. You couldn't really get a job. You know what I mean? It was awful on fellas back in the day.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just helped build her and supported her and you know what I'm saying and learned a ton of hustles. So when people say, "Well, why you know how to do all this stuff?" Because I had to make my household work. I had to make money. So I learned, a
Let
landscaping
me
company.
ask you this, James, if I can. Let me ask you this, if I can. Is there anything about that relationship? Again, not trying to, but is there anything about that relationship that you miss?
Uh, shit. If I got to think that hard, I don't really.
Yeah, yeah. If you gotta think that, yeah, you ain't missing nothing. You ain't
I
missing
don't
nothing.
really. Shit. I mean, we didn't like all we had was
The kids.
basketball and sex was,
Yeah.
I guess, the best two things in it.
Love and
Love and
basketball.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty much it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I can say when I was married, the thing that I missed is something that I never really quite recaptured again, and that was the sense of family with the male figure in the household. So that's one thing that I missed was just like,
We got D
and of
Wins
course,
coming in.
huh?
No, D Wins was coming in. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah. So the benefit of just having a consistent, stable man in the household. I mean, he was the primary breadwinner, uh, and basically my money was fun. He used to call my money what play money.
Mm.
So having that type of partner, and I know that sounds crazy because a lot of women want that, but I'm just my happiness just outweighed his finances.
Do you feel like you would be able to get that family sense? I know you said you haven't kind of quite got that back. Do you think that's possible to get that back?
Well, my children are adults now,
Yeah.
but I do have grandchildren, and I do have female children. So having that strong male figure, um, yeah, I would like that again. I would like that again.
Yeah. I didn't look at it from that standpoint. If you send a family, yeah, when things was good, as far as a family, with the time we spent together, us and the kids,
Hmm.
that's it. But that can never be duplicated. You know what I mean? So I didn't even look at it from that standpoint. But that those things can never be duplicated because those are
Yeah,
something that
yeah.
just. I mean,
That was a good answer, Amy, because I wasn't expecting that. But that was a
Mhm.
good answer because that is hard to recapture, I believe. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. And like
especially,
I said,
yeah,
I had other partners, and of course, you have the boyfriends, and I did remarry and everything like that, but it's just never really
got there.
got there, right?
Yeah.
Of course, your man, he's going to do things, around the house and stuff like that, but they were always doing it from a stepdad standpoint,
yeah.
Mm.
and they didn't,
And a lot of men can't accept that. A lot of men struggle with that. Like a lot of men
That's a
really,
good
really
conversation right there, the
struggle.
stepdad level. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of men struggle with the fact that if you have had a husband or a good mate and he's a good father,
hmm
they really it's hard for them to deal with because that woman is never gonna they're not gonna talk bad about that guy. You know what I
hmm
mean? And they and that makes a unfortunately a certain type of man, it makes them feel better when you dog that other man. But with you,
and I never did that. I never talked bad about him, and I never talked bad about him to my children either. So, but I think on the other side of that, men know that they have something that they have to kind of like filling his shoes was a task,
right,
right?
right.
Or what I expected from a man was probably greater than some other females. So yeah,
Yeah,
they
I
knew that
literally,
they had some
yeah, my
shoes to fill.
ex-wife, I implemented, like, I made sure that her guy that she with, you know what I'm saying, I made sure that I say certain things or treated him a certain way to make him feel comfortable. Because there's
Mhm.
no, for me, you know what I'm saying, it's definitely, there's no attraction, there's no, and I don't even want problems. You know what I mean? I don't want you to feel that I'm, you know what I'm saying, stepping on your toes or feel any particular type of way. I want you to be comfortable
But
around
did
me and vice versa.
but did you feel funny at first? You know what I mean? Like I think I would. Like at first, like okay, she's not that she's really dating again, your ex-wife or boyfriend or whatever, or husband. But wouldn't you feel funny? Okay, you got kids, and now Mr. or Mrs. X is now coming around, and now your kid. That didn't make you feel a certain way. Like okay, I gotta adjust. Like
Hell no.
you didn't.
Hell no. You know what? The only thing that ever pissed me off, and this is odd, I'm gonna throw this out here because we be talking shit. The only thing that ever pissed me off is she took my dog over this nigga house.
Oh Lord, these dogs.
Why you take my dog over this nigga house, bro? You know what I mean? Don't take my
Daddy,
son was like he
the
had kept
dog is in the car. He didn't
wait
have
a
his spinning
minute.
like that. Damn.
You done took BG over to a nigga house and she stayed there for a minute? Cause you had
You don't want your dog getting no
don't
getting
be
no
don't
getting no
pat
You
her,
didn't want your
right.
dog
don't
to have
pat
a
her,
stepdaddy.
Yeah, that
don't
dog,
pet my
yeah.
dog,
Right.
don't feed her, no nothing.
She
But
start
Oh,
far as
growling
God.
at you,
you,
right.
far as
Oh
jealousy,
no.
no. You know what I'm saying? I already had, you know what I'm saying? I had met somebody that like I just didn't. It's
I
not
don't
even really in me like that. You know that, Ed.
I
You
don't
know.
know if I can handle it, bro. I don't know the type of
No.
guy I am, man. I think if it happened and I had to adjust, I had to do it. But I don't think I don't think I've been able to do it, bro. I, just type of guy I am,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I'm
Well,
just
I was open to meeting his new wife because I knew that she was going to be around my daughters. So I think it's best to play nice in the sandbox because, I mean, it benefits the children at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we never got to that point because that over there just kind of fell apart between him and my girls and her and my girls. But I've never played the part of the bitter baby mama ex-wife. Uh, I just
But
didn't think it was worth the fight.
Now
yeah,
I will say that the divorce process beat me up. I was emotional
Mhm.
oh, I
during the
remember you
But
was
whole.
that's
going through
always
that.
hard.
I
You
remember
know
you
what
was
I mean?
going
Huh?
through that.
I said
Yeah,
that's always hard.
because I wasn't up until it was time. Like, oh shit! Like, and like my girl. I got to give her props for that because her having to deal with me. You know what I mean? Going through that shit. I know that had to have been tough. You know what I mean? Because you got to think like, damn, he really don't even fuck with her like that. But while all of a sudden, when it's really time for this divorce, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't like, I don't know. It was just an odd situation for me. And it wasn't at first, and then it just all of a sudden the switcher went off like, uh-oh.
yeah,
Did
because and the thing about it is, you probably all of what you invested in that. That's what got you, even though you were moving on.
Yeah, I just think I think that was really the period. You know what I'm saying? That was the end of the sentence. That was it. This is the divorce. Like that
Right.
was it. And that hit me,
Mhm.
and it just hit me one day. You know what I mean? I'm
mm.
like, man, this is because you did invest this time. You did,
Yeah.
put this in this person, this family. Like everything is literally
And
over.
you still a part of her. You still a part of her family, her mama, her aunties, all them. You know what I mean? You still
Yeah.
that time that y'all spent, you then became
It was a
a
family.
unit. Yeah, yeah. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah, no doubt. I
Yeah.
literally like we had. I never. I know that it was property. Like her dad liked me so much. We had property or whatever. Like I know. Like I'm like, damn, that shit ain't mine no more. Some shit he done had.
Right.
But right now they could call me. You know what I'm saying? They call me every now and then, or I call and check on them. I remember they
It's
was
so funny. I did not get along with my in-laws at all. Like the father-in-law was cool because he minded his business, but my mother-in-law, we could not stand each other. Right? I could not stand this woman. But today, no issues. She puts little money in the car for Christmas and send it to me, knowing I don't celebrate. I take the kids and the grandkids to go visit her. It's just fine now. So
right. Now that's
I
not me
did.
sometimes, but they love the hell out of me. But like I said, I would go right now if they need us. I remember they was like we snowed in, we waiting, and they stayed a couple hours away in Oscoda. I was like, I'll drive down there.
Ooh.
You know what I
Dang.
mean?
Yeah,
But
they ain't just around the block, buddy. That's a
I
No,
know,
that's a good what hour,
shh, bro.
shit,
hour and a
man.
half.
It would have probably took me about 3 hours to get down there with during the snow and whatever with the plow. But I mean, I would do that shit. You know what I mean? It just that's just my character. You know
Let
what I
me
mean?
ask you
Like,
guys this, since
her
I
mom,
have three
her
guys.
I love her to
I
death.
have, I have three guys on the line. How do you all feel about step parents, men especially, like spanking or disciplining stepchildren?
No, that ain't happening.
Yeah,
Nah.
you
It's not happening.
because everybody ain't the same. Because if a person that has no vested interest in your child spank your child, it might be to a level where it hurts your child. It's going to
Mhm.
hurt your child physically, but some people may, depending on how they raise, they might go all out. And then it's going to be a situation with me, of course, because it's going to be a real situation then.
Well,
And I'm going, no,
especially if they don't call and ask you, like, yo,
yeah, yeah,
X, Y,
hey man, your
they
son
go off on their
did
own.
this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, just send him over here with me, and then I deal with him. But if you put your hands on him in the wrong way, I'm gonna deal with you.
Oh yeah, no doubt. But I think he knew. I think the first thing my ex-wife did was let him know that I'm really
In their life.
that person
Yeah,
that
you ain't got
you
time.
don't want to fuck with. Not on no bragging type shit, but I'm quite. That was the first thing she said. She let him know. Secondly, my kids is grown and almost grown now, and they still can't disrespect that man.
Right,
If
right.
they have a problem with him, y'all better tell me what it is, and I'll address him, and vice
Mhm.
versa. You know what I mean? He
Mhm.
stays a million miles away from our business. When I talk to my son, as far as a situation that happened, he was in the living room listening, and he was like, "You need to listen to your dad. He got it on." You know what I mean? Type shit.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't allow my kids to disrespect somebody else.
Right,
No.
right.
Now, if I knew that he was immature or a piece of shit, then you know what I mean. I wouldn't even let him be around. Then I would have stepped in and changed some shit. You know what I mean?
What if the biological dad is a piece of shit or absent, and you're the man coming into the home
Different
situation?
situation.
Yeah,
Different
Yeah, that's
situation.
different.
Yeah, because if you took on the father and you've been there from the jump, then that's the father. That biological ain't shit. So
yeah. And the thing about it is, I mean, for a female, I think just laying out the expectations up front when you deal with my children, this. These are my expectations. Let a guy know. Most guys will take heed to it and follow the direction.
right,
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's hard to step in and be, play that position like,
right.
with people with kids, because I mean, again, you got to look at that. If Amy, say I'm dating you and you have children, and I got children too, but we got to actually we basically taking on each other's responsibility.
You're a
I got to
blended
be,
family.
yeah, I'm coming in doing stuff that it's a hard thing to do, and I take my hat off to people that have done it. It's a hard job, you know what I'm saying, especially if the father is in the life, but I know some situations where the biological father is not involved, and that man comes in and he just does everything, and all that child knows is that new man is his dad,
Mhm.
and and then you also gotta deal with the part of that kid knowing that maybe that's not your dad, and you gotta have a respect level growing up, you know,
Mhm.
because kids, I've seen it where kids then got older. Well, you ain't my dad. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I've seen
Yeah.
that before. And
Yeah.
and then you almost want to kill him. I'm pretty sure. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
I just I just seen a court case
Yeah,
where a man had been married to this lady for I think like 45 years, and he got a paternity test,
Mhm.
and the kids wasn't
oh, I
his.
seen that. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, the paternity court
yeah, I seen
thing.
that. Yeah.
He said the kids ugly. I never thought they was mine.
Yeah.
And he was not the father. I mean,
I saw. I
when
actually.
you're
Oh, go
just
ahead. I'm
being
sorry.
that
That,
old,
hey, that's around the world. I mean, that's everywhere right now. That's everywhere right now. I mean, that's happening to a lot of people.
I couldn't deal with that, bro. I'm a
So
strong man.
Yeah,
I
that's jail time right there.
how do you deal with raising this child, say
jail.
30 years, and all of a sudden she tell you that's not your baby?
What about the men who paying
Hey,
child support,
Mm,
paid child support for umpteen years, and find out the child not his, and the court say you can't get that back?
bro, that's what I'm saying. DNA should be made. That should be a legal thing or every childbirth.
yeah, no doubt. Yeah,
I
and that
mean,
and
for
that
real,
ain't
for real.
yeah,
It really
that's
need to
crazy.
be.
Because
That's
what
crazy.
you should be able to sue that parent because of
Yeah,
course you're
yeah.
not gonna give that money, but you should be able to sue that mother.
Yeah.
for your money back, and she has to pay you the same way you was paying that fucking child support.
Right.
Now that's for real though. You know, I mean, because
But
I done
then
seen
you
it, bro.
don't.
I done seen it happen to people up front. I done had
Yeah, I
friends show
know.
me the actual documentation, like, yo, dog, this ain't even my kid. He been messing around taking care of a kid for 8 years. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, bro, like,
Yeah, I for sure don't seen it happen to several people.
That's a
So
bad.
y'all say just swab your mouth and swab the baby's mouth
for
at
sure.
Oh
the
yeah,
same
sneak
time.
and do it. Sneak and do it.
Pull some hair, some pee, or
Dude, the
something,
only
whatever.
person that's gonna be mad is somebody that know they was on some bullshit.
Yeah.
But the sad
Right.
part about this situation is, at the end, the kid hurts.
Right.
The
That's
kid
I,
true.
gonna be
hey, I'm
devastated.
almost like I don't even care. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, yo, you,
Wow.
shh, I gotta know. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, the kid
that's on
suffers.
them.
The kid suffers, and it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
But
But
I'm
if
like, it's your mama fault,
it's your
bro.
mama fault, yeah,
Be
that's on
mad at
y'all.
her. Be mad
Oh
at
yeah,
her.
that's true.
I'ma see.
It's
Like
it'll
I
be hard for
couldn't.
me to care for a kid that was just born and I just found out. I ain't gonna even I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna care. You know what I'm saying? Good luck.
If you got a
Yeah,
good man, give him that choice anyway.
yeah,
If you
you
got a
got to.
good man that really care about you, bro. If I met somebody and we was just messing around or whatever, and we got together and she was messing with a couple people when we first got together and you told me that shit, I'll take care of that kid. I'll take care of that kid, but don't try to lie to me.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's yours for sure. I would like if you don't get the fuck out of here. Number one, I could have never fell for it. I'm just
Dog,
not.
I had bro, I'll
My
tell you
mama
something.
wouldn't have let it. Oh my god, my mama would have just did. My mama would have. We
Dog,
ain't
I
got.
had that happen to me, bro. This is
We ain't
like
got.
this is in the
Mama
90s.
know.
I had this back happen to me back in the 90s. And me and my mama went over to the girl house and
Wow.
told the girl daddy, like, yo, she said she pregnant. She don't know who the baby by. You know what I mean? And I waited till the baby was born. I went up there to the house, to the hospital. I'm up there checking, but yeah, it wound up being somebody else's. But you know what I mean? I'm glad the baby wasn't mine. You know what I'm saying? But
No doubt.
bro, I'd have probably been in
Mama,
jail over
mama,
that one.
mama know.
Yeah.
That's the
It'll be,
real. Mama can go in there and smell the scent of that baby and be like, "That ain't yours. That one
No.
don't belong to you."
Ooh.
But then, I mean, they trapping you now too. Like I be talking to younger, like they be trapped. Like you gotta. I'm like, man, you get her plan B. They like, yeah, I got her plan B, and watch her take it. And I was like, lift up your tongue and move it around. Say
How
ah.
are you even sleeping with somebody you
Oh,
got to do all that with,
plan
though?
B.
God.
Hey, the bill pill.
The bill pill.
Bill, bill.
The bill pill. I still.
The bill pill.
Are these women not supposed to be offended by all of this? Like, I've never had a man question the paternity of a child of mine. So it's like, who are y'all sleeping with where you got to
You were
shove a plan B down her
Hey
throat?
Man, you
man,
know
What's
maybe
you
you was
going
now,
on?
man.
acting.
Ain't
You was
nobody
acting
saying
right. I
listen to what you
mean,
talking
some
about.
women be acting up. You got a question like, yo, if you acting right, then nobody got questions really in their head. But you know when things is off. You know what I'm saying? So,
You shouldn't be
hey, I ain't
there.
lying. Hey, yo, this is we going straight, right?
Uh,
I paid for an abortion before, and I didn't even know if the baby was mine. I just didn't want to take the chance. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
Me too. Me too,
I like
bro.
this might be his, but you know it
Hey,
don't make a
is
difference.
this a Trump
hey, look. Hey,
supporter
look.
channel?
She look. I'll tell you how bad I ain't want a baby by this
Not
girl.
a Trump
I gave
supporter.
her the money. She spent the first money. I said, you know what? That's all right. Let me send you this. Let me give you this other money. Let me give it to you
Right,
again but I'm gonna meet you at the clinic and give you this damn money. Cause hell no,
right.
hell no.
It might be his, but I would just tell him I said what up. This on me.
Tell him I'm sorry, but
You can't be no look.
that
Right,
embryo gotta go.
right. I ain't
Dog.
trying to find out. You know what I'm saying?
Immediately, everybody was like, "Oh, you still like no." And don't tell. I'll give you this extra money if you don't tell nobody
Right.
about this shit.
Wow.
You know?
But you know, I ain't put myself in that position again. But you know what I'm saying? I was just like, I ain't even trying to wait to find this one out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, peace.
Wow.
You know, and I'm glad I did.
Say,
Oh, wow.
Dominique say, I had a paternity test. Oh, and shout out everybody, Dominique, Miss
Yep.
Johnson, everybody.
I
But
didn't even
Dominique
see
say,
you coming.
I had a
Oh, wait a
paternity
minute.
test on my first child because my wife wanted. and that's good, and
Yeah.
that's a real woman decision. You know what I mean? That's it takes some maturity to even say that to you. So
By the way, anybody, we're gonna open up the phone lines if you want to
The
call.
wife, wait a minute, the wife wanted the paternity test?
yep.
She your ex-wife now? Before I, I want to make this clear before I say something. Your
That's Dominique. So
Had a
let's see. Did not know. Both of my kids did not know them until they were 5. She was my wife then.
how your wife gonna tell you should get a paternity test on your
man, that's
child?
it, dog, bro.
Okay, so
That's deep.
at the
That's deep.
beginning,
No,
but
Wait a
so,
minute.
so that
Hey,
means at the
yo, that's
beginning
yo.
of their
saying her
so that means at
conscience
the
not
beginning
to
of
it.
their relationship, it might not be. Let's not jump to conclusions.
Okay.
And maybe at the beginning of their relationship, before they were married, she was messed with, him and somebody else,
Okay.
possibly.
Possibly.
But whatever she was doing, it was questionable.
Right. When
No
she
doubt.
recommended, you know what I mean?
If the female say we got to get a test, something,
Dang.
yeah,
Something ain't right.
And I
Ooh.
couldn't have
something
slept.
ain't
I
right.
couldn't have
But
slept for
hopefully
a
she
couple
was.
days after that. I'd have been slept on the other bed.
Oh man. Because my kid did not come in the life until she was 5. Wow. Yeah, that's deep though, man. I mean, hey.
Oh, I think I'm understanding what he's saying.
Okay.
He
So
had a
later,
child out
later he
there.
ended up once he found out. So once you found out that
It
these
wasn't the
kids was
wife's
yours,
child. I don't think it was the wife's child. I think it was another woman's child, and the wife wanted the paternity test.
oh shit, is that it?
I hope so.
Let me
Right.
see.
Dominique, explain that better, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You class of 92, boy.
Ooh, class of '92. Class of '92.
You
He
already know.
said, right, right. So his wife at the time
Oh,
suggested
oh, okay.
that he
Yeah.
get
Now
a
that make
paternity
way
test.
more sense. Boy, you had us scared to death,
Yeah.
nigga. Damn. You
Oh,
trying
Cassandra said he was the cheater. God damn.
who the what? Well, I
Right,
missed it,
Cassandra?
Dominique.
That's right.
Mm.
Dominique, too much
Dominique,
spinning records.
Right. Well, I guess we done all slowed down now. I mean, them days over with Dominique, right?
right.
Hey, we didn't
Oh, he
had
said
our hey,
it
we
was
all
not
didn't
the
had our day in the
wife's
sun, that's for sure. So
Uh-oh.
Whew.
hey, but ain't that something though? You know, when you sit back and listen and you look at your own, because we all done had crazy situations that we done slipped out of. You know what I mean? So it's like that's kind of wild when you read it. I had my crazy situation, James. I know you had yours, Amy, yours too. Everybody it's like these life experiences is crazy, but
yes,
bro,
sir.
I'm so glad I escaped some of the stuff that I could have ended up with. You know what I'm saying? Like the people. My main thing is, as far as kids, I always love kids, but I just didn't want to deal with the possible mothers. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Right.
glad I got the ones I got by who I got them with because
Gotcha.
because some of the people, man, if I'd had, oh my god,
So, ladies, don't
Hey,
be possible mothers.
Possible.
can you hear
Don't
me?
be possible mothers
yeah,
by
I hear
men
you,
who
I hear you.
don't want no parts. Sheesh. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just glad my kids is my kids.
For
I'm
sure.
so happy that my kids. That was something that you think about that. It's crazy as a young adult. You know what I'm saying? You think about that. You know what I mean? And you can even. I tell you what. When shit can get so bad, you can start thinking about some shit like that. When you even know the kids is yours. You know what I mean? Shit can get so toxic that it just poison your brain. I know people
Yeah.
that don't talk to me. I'll be like, boy, you know good. And I'm looking at that. That's your baby. That's your baby. That's
Yeah.
your bro. That is you spit that you know. If it could have came out of you, that's your. But I'm just saying, sometimes shit gets so toxic that it poison you into thinking,
Hey yo, have you ever? Nah, this crazy. You know, I come up with the wild stuff. Have you ever seen somebody, a youngster out here one day that you said you looked at him, you're like, yo, they look like me.
No, I ain't
Eh,
never said that.
yeah, that happened to me before at White Castle. I pulled up at White Castle one day. I said, "Dang, this young dude looked like he could have been." And I pulled off, dog. I was like,
So you didn't ask them, what's your mama
Yeah, you
name?
look
I
at
didn't want to know. I ain't been to
boy,
White
who your
Castle,
people?
man. I ain't had White Castle on Martin Luther King in all
You
these
took
years.
off without your order.
He got to be around 23 right now. I don't know, but
He gave him the food. Here, take this. I might owe you this.
I
Wow.
said, golly.
Keep the change, boy.
Hey, look it. I wouldn't. You know what? My kids are so grown, and I don't know. I just like taking care of kids. I was like, I mentioned it. I know my girl was like, "You so fucking goofy." I'm like, I wish I had a pop up kid. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that just popped like, boom. This is out the blue. Like, this is your kid. Like, okay, I'm gonna just take it.
Nah, bro. Nah.
Cause I ain't want a new one.
You
You know
want
what I
one
mean?
that's grown?
Pop send me about I would
You
have
might
been.
got something about that. I'm just kidding. You
Hey,
might.
but I've been taking.
Dante.
Hey, if you know my
Yo,
history, I took care of a lot of kids. You know what I mean? I took care of a
Yeah,
lot of kids.
yeah.
AAU basketball for years. You know them kids in Pontiac didn't have no
Oh,
money.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But,
But
you know, hey.
and they still call me. They still call me. Shout out my one favorite, Misha Ricks, man. If you ain't know
Oh,
Misha Ricks.
Misha. Yeah, I know Misha.
Man, Misha will call me out now. That remind me I need to call him. He'll call me, tell me he love me, man. And I helped him change, like, man, and I loved it. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I was able to do something, and help a lot of these kids around here, man.
Yeah.
Same thing with you and T. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
sure a lot of kids still, hit y'all up.
I
I
mean,
just did
I
stuff a different way.
I get messages all the time, and I look at it like doing God's work. So it's like one of mine work for me right now from the yak. Work for me right now. I
That's
moved
what's
him down here, and he working good. He eating good, taking care of his family, being a man. And I always remind him when I see him at work, like, wow, because he was a firecracker growing up.
right.
And meanwhile, Sante pulling up at the White Castle,
Right.
Castle window.
right. Hey, peace. I'll see you down the
He
road,
like,
buddy.
What up?
what
What
they
up,
saying
man?
ain't got nothing to do with me.
Hey, man.
Right.
I'm
You
for
ain't want
real.
no pound puppy, son.
Hey, we ain't. Hey, man. What I like is, hey, I ain't got nothing to say, but yo, hey, he did. I was just like, dog. Nah, I don't want no. Hey, I love kids, number one, but
Long as they ain't yours.
as long as they ain't mine,
Oh, they ain't yours. I hear that.
hey, as long as they ain't mine. I mean,
Fair
hey,
enough. Fair enough.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just what it is. That's what it is. But yeah, man. At the end of the day, I mean, yeah. Shout out to Dante. Dante, my brother. We see him in the comments. What up, though?
What they say?
He here from California. You know what I mean? From Oceanside, but he up here. He came up here for the Pontiac Central '89 reunion, and he here for a couple weeks. So yeah, shout out to Dante. You know what I
Damn,
mean?
he old.
Hey, getting up there.
89, class of 89.
89.
Yeah.
Wow. Ooh.
I'm just talking shit. Look, mine was right after that. Look at man.
Miss Mary
I'm
Kay.
90,
What's going
92
on?
was 92 was the best year.
You know it.
Period. You know what I mean? That,
Hey,
like,
yo, everything changed after 90, like 92, 93.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
changed. It's like
I agree.
things got to where they are
93
now.
was a
You know what
good
I'm
year
saying?
too. I ain't gonna lie, cause I had, I was part of that class for a marking period.
Yeah. And rumor has it that Pontiac Northern Class of '89 reunion was much, much better than Central's.
Really?
Just for the record. I mean, I'm not saying it, but that's just what I hear.
It probably
Well,
was. I
well,
imagine
it
it
probably.
was.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
it probably was. Yeah, it probably.
Yeah, anything we do on the north side is all
I
good.
agree. I
Yeah,
agree. They tried, though. They tried. They tried.
Well, if we got anybody that's disputing that, they can give a call in here. We
It's
could.
undisputable. We've already taken the vote, and it's a
Why hang
close
up if they
subject.
call? What button I press to hang up if they call? No, I'm just
Yeah, it's too late.
Bruh, I had this conversation the other day. Now, just let me get it off and ask and tell me if I'm wrong for feeling like this. But I went to Pontiac Central, Derek Pontiac Northern, um, James, you went to Pontiac Northern, right?
Yep.
Okay, and Amy, I'm about to call you Tammy. Amy, you went. I'm acting like Joe Biden. Hold on, nah, I'm just playing. Amy, you went to Northern,
Yeah,
right?
there you go. There you go.
Correct. The best. The
Okay,
best in the
so
land.
so
Yes.
cool. We all went to our respective schools, and we love them equally, whatever, no doubt. But do you guys feel like you have a hard time connecting? Like there's Pontiac High now, and I feel like and you have the building
Yes.
that which is Pontiac Northern, but it's not Pontiac Northern per se. You know what I'm saying? So do you guys feel like I feel like a little bit of a disconnect because usually when you get to the age that we are, late 30s, early 40s, is when you actually got a chance to be able to give back to your community because you either got resources, knowledge, experience. That's when you see alumni come back to the high schools, giving and doing things, you know what I mean, an opportunity. Do you feel I feel that with the high schools being taken away the way that they were and what we have now is that there's a
Mhm.
disconnect and a lot of people that's wanting or are willing to give back, they feel disconnected and they don't feel compelled to, even though it's
Yeah,
a
I feel
good
like
thing.
that for sure. I
I
feel
feel
like
Well,
like
I'll
that.
say I'll say this. I had when I was traveling, I had created a nursing education scholarship for Pontiac High School students, right?
Mhm.
So for any student that wanted to go into like the medical field, I had created that fund. I don't think it's like a disconnect because Pontiac Northern. To me, when I drive past it, it's still Pontiac Northern. I know the colors have changed
Yeah.
and the spirit of the husky is different, but I think it's the kids. I think it's the kids and just not being able to relate to them because I can say this, or maybe I don't want to say it. Well, when given the scholarship, it just didn't feel like I thought it would feel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, how can I explain it? Kids are different nowadays and they're very entitled and unappreciative and I think that's what it is. Like I don't know if I would even let me be quiet.
No, go ahead speaking. Go ahead. No.
yeah,
Do,
I
do,
know
that,
exactly what you're saying. I know. I get it. I get
Yeah, because I think like back in the day, we were so grateful for some of the things that we had and or that was given to us.
Yeah.
Kids nowadays, they just feel like they're owed something. So for us to go back into the schoolhouse and try to give back and do all these giveaways and stuff like that, it seems like the parents and the kids alike just feel entitled.
yeah.
And I'm like, well, damn. Okay, so I gave out scholarships like 3 or 4 different times. And when I when I presented, it felt like I owed a
Mm.
bill or a debt or something. It wasn't like a it wasn't like a thank you. I mean, they barely spoke to me, the children or the parents.
wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I think we're just in a different time now, and I won't say all of them. Let me just put that out there because I'm still in touch with some of the parents and students, and it wasn't that in every case. But as time went on, yeah, it was like the kids.
Do
Actually, I was like, shit, I don't even know why I'm here.
you mind saying what the dollar amount of one
I
was?
do. I mean, because that's not important. If
Right.
it even if it had been $20, it was 20 of my
Right. Well,
dollars,
that's what I was getting ready to say
and it
because
was
we did
being
something for
given to
300.
them
We did
for
something for three
school
hundred.
book, tuition, whatever the case was. When people come out to do things like that, say thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just different. It's different.
Yeah. We gave it. They said we gave like 100 kids $300.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
They said most of the parents. I heard them say, "Well, why didn't they just give it to 20 kids so you could have gave them
More.
three?" I was like,
Because you did it how you wanted to do it. That's
yo,
why.
that was
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean. It wasn't to save you, and it didn't have to be done. This money wasn't given to you to save you. This money
Hmm.
was given to you to buy some supplies or something, whatever needed to be. I don't care if you would have bought a phone for school, whatever it was, you know what I'm saying? They really don't appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Unless now if it had been $10,000, you know what I'm saying, they would have been posting on on every social media, every, you know what I mean, and they would have made it. But it's true. People just don't appreciate things no more.
They
Right.
don't.
Yeah.
Hey,
People
yo, hey,
outside the store begging don't even. You give them.
Man,
You give
you remember when we were kids? When we were kids, they would give out free lunches,
Oh yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
That food was no better than what we had at home.
Right.
But boy, did we appreciate it, you know?
Yeah.
hey
hell yeah.
guys,
Plan.
hey guys,
I
I'm
give
gonna pull
you
out a.
extra
And look
juice. We was
forward
happy to
to
get
it.
extra juice.
Hey guys, I
Yeah.
gotta go.
Kids nowadays, they just don't. They would be like, "What is this? Who? You know, they're different."
Right.
Yeah, but I guess you got to give. You give him. I don't know. You when you give, you can't worry about how. And I know what you're saying, but you still want to feel some type of way about giving. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
I don't know. At the end of the day, I be feeling like I have a disconnect with Pontiac High. You know what I mean? I want Pontiac High to succeed. I want it to level up and continue to and rise. And I want test scores. I want athletics. I want everything to elevate, because as they elevate, it's going to be better. Because I'm tired of seeing all of our students, all our cream of the crop of students, go to West Bloomfield, Auburn Hills, Clarkston. That's where they go. You know what I'm saying? But I would love to be able to have our students like how Pontiac Northern and Pontiac Central is. And I hate feeling like I'm living in nostalgia. Is that going to never happen again? You know what I mean? Like where our best cream of the crop stays at home. And
That's a good point, Sante, because we did have a sense of pride
yeah.
attending our rival in schools. But that could have something to do with it because it seems like the goal is to
Get out.
win the lottery and go to
Yeah.
a different
Yeah.
district. So there may be that might be a valid point. I think that's a very valid point, actually.
And that actually will bring and continue. I mean, because look, we can do our part, but the students also got to do their part, or the parents of those students that live in Pontiac, to say, hey, we gonna keep them here. But I understand why you wouldn't, because you probably want a better education in Clarkston or whatever. I get it, being a parent, but really, we had no choice back in '90 and '89 and in
Yeah.
the '70s. Where you had to, that's where you was born. That's where you go to school. But now you got the opportunity to go where you want, pretty much,
And
if you
see, and
if you can get there.
I
right.
told my girl I would open up another height. If I had that type of money, I would open up another Pontiac Northern and put in teachers and stuff how I want it to be, because I want to see that logo. You know what I'm saying? Not seeing the Husky and that, like it is a disconnect
No,
because
no, it's pride in that logo. It's pride in those
yeah,
colors.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, with you, I'm not a Husky, but what I'm saying, seeing that,
yeah,
I understand what that means to you, because I
yeah,
understand what the orange and black mean to me.
yeah,
Right.
and burying the chief, like all that, the
Yeah.
stuff that we used to do like that. You know what I'm saying? It
Very
really,
proud.
it do mean something. And
It
I
do. It
actually,
mean a lot. And we
But what?
lost something. We lost
But
something when we
see,
lost those things, man.
yeah,
I,
and
I,
see,
I agree with that.
yeah,
I agree with that.
yeah, and see the reason I think it got when they opened up school of choice, it
Hmm.
was at a time where parents was like, I'm a parent one time and I gotta give my kid the best
The best
situation.
opportunity. Hmm.
And the business leaders of the school sometimes didn't handle the business right to make sure that the kids got a proper education.
oh, they never did. They never did, and that's a
Yeah,
problem. That's even bigger problem because if I bring that up, the show we can blow this whole show up. And
yeah.
we talk about a lot
I
of
mean,
these, we
we
talk
could
about a
step
lot
in.
of these teachers. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the educational leaders. You know what I'm saying? A
Hmm.
lot of the coaches. A lot
Yeah,
of shit that went on. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't respected, and we knew it. So
yeah,
when we had a chance to break, my kids never. They only went to elementary school. That
right.
was it. I wasn't even finna. I'm not finna send my kids to no school where, you know what I'm saying, the gym teacher or the coach can fuck with them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's just real shit.
yeah.
So
Give me 100.
Hey, keep
you know
it
what I'm
keep it
saying.
100.
So
It
when
was
we
it was
when
happening.
when stuff happen and you move a certain way, bro, I'm not gonna chance that. I'm not putting myself in jail.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you take your kids, you bounce your kids like everybody's like right now. I'm still in Canton, but I'm about to be gone soon. But nevertheless, I wanted to make sure, try everything in my power that I'm giving my child the best chance to succeed. And that's what a good parent do. They're going to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, you get an apartment in another city just to send your kids to another school.
Right. And then if you think about it, especially when you see the business, and don't get me wrong, we have some people really trying to do the right things, I assume. But I don't think we really fought for the children hard enough.
I agree.
What
We
I mean,
don't.
we
And
didn't
they
go to
failed
the
everything.
legislation to say, "Hey, across the street they're paying 12,000 per kid, and in Pontiac it's 7,500."
Yeah.
So
And I don't even hear like good teachers' names. Like back then,
No.
we had the good
oh, Miss
teachers,
Oh, I
G,
had that
right?
conversation the other night. You don't.
Yeah.
And I don't hear about the teachers, so it makes me think that they're not having
No,
as
you
much of
don't.
an
You
impact
Mhm.
good.
on the
Good.
students as our instructors had on us.
Amy, great point. You don't.
Mhm.
You had your teachers at Pontiac Northern that everybody knew that great teachers. Same
great
thing at
teacher,
Pontiac
Northern and
Central.
Central.
Mhm.
You don't.
Mhm.
I don't. Ain't heard. I'm
Not
trying to be in
one.
the loop. I don't know none of these teachers, and I
No.
know I try to be as involved as I possibly
Well,
can. But
let's take that back because I know a couple.
all right,
I do
but
know
I
a
don't.
couple.
I don't. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
Yeah.
maybe I'm not as into, and I try to be as much as I can.
Mhm.
But you didn't have to be in the loop back then. You knew about Mr. Speaks. You knew about
Mhm.
Miss. What was it? One of y'all teachers there at Pontiac
Battle.
Central.
Acorn and
Miss Battle.
Bottle and all of them.
You
Yeah,
heard
we
their
knew about
names and
all
didn't
of
even know. You
them.
heard their names and didn't even know their face, but you heard about them.
Right.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And you don't even hear about it like that no more. The teacher, the commitment level of the teachers is not there.
Yeah.
My opinion too.
And we don't
And
have
the
community
respect. Yeah.
conversations about educators. You know what I mean? So far as you got to realize, bro, and I don't give a shit what nobody think. A lot of teachers spent more time with your child than you did. Some people that worked or whatever in the plant, you know what I mean? So therefore, it's conversations that have to be had about money. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Educators can't be making the money that they making and you expect them to give a shit about your child. You know
Let
what I'm saying? And I know that's not fucked up to say, but bro, if you're not making the money and you got 10 kids in the class that's on bullshit, 10 it is, it's a good chance that teacher's gonna be like, I do not want to be here.
So how do we change that where
I can.
Pontiac High, Pontiac Middle, and and our elementary schools get the good teachers?
I could have told.
Well,
Well,
what?
So,
Go ahead.
Let me say this and then come up piggyback off me.
Go ahead.
Dog, I was thinking and had this conversation the other day. I love that Pontiac High got the field. I love that they got the field, but that was like $5.1 million on top of like
Mm.
$142 million. It was a part of a budget plan, whatever, but 5.1 for that field. Now I was saying in my mind, okay, they could have just continued using Wisner, in my opinion. Use some of that 5.1 to get the highest qualified teachers that you possibly can. And
And equipment.
and it,
Hmm.
and I think the field is a great thing. It's a great thing for morale and aesthetics, but 5.1 could have went a long way for education and getting the right teachers. You only have one high school now, basically. You know what I mean? So they could. I think that 5.1 should have been used for education, and I think that could have came down the road with the. That's just my opinion. I'm not hating on the field. I love the field, but I think that was one of the things that could have been done.
yeah. No,
Right.
if we do that, then we can't get the best teacher. You know what I'm saying? You know, they try to do that with the fire department and the police department. If you try to
But
limit,
would the best teachers even want to work in Pontiac with
If
The
if
Pontiac
you pay them,
population?
but if
You
you
pay
pay
them?
them, you have to pay them.
But I
That
don't know if you
5.1
can
could have.
pay somebody to give a fuck. You
right?
True,
know, that's
true,
either
true.
the
I
passion.
tell you, no, that is so not true. That's so not true. That's it. Look at here. You people have created the strongest companies and the best gangs in the world off of paying for trust. That's
But
not
when it
true.
comes to like handling our children,
Yeah, because you look at here. Do you want to go to the job that was making $50,000, or did you prefer going to the job that made $100,000? Now, unless you have something that's in your heart that you, because a lot, let's be honest, most people that became teachers, and I know this to be true, they didn't even go to school to be a teacher. They went to college.
Nowadays, you mean? You
Yeah.
talking about nowadays? Yeah.
I'm saying people from like my class age from 92. I know people that went to school for business administration, all these other things, and they didn't have their credit and they just switched to being a teacher.
Yeah. It's easy to get into.
All of my friends and teachers didn't go to school to be a teacher except for I think Angie Randolph. Maybe. That was it. None of them people went to school to be teachers.
Yeah. Yeah.
They switched to it because it was easy major to switch to.
Yeah. But you gotta you to be a teacher, you gotta have a special thing in your heart.
I
If
agree with that.
you want to make a
It's
difference.
just like nursing. It's just like
Yeah.
nursing.
Yeah.
A lot of people flock to nursing because of the money.
Yeah.
They don't make good nurses, and eventually that's going to spill out in how they take care of their patients.
Right.
And I don't care how much you pay them. There's going to be errors. There's going to be complaints, low customer service scores. The hospital will tank. So I don't think it's all about money when it comes to doing things that require passion.
Right. But I mean, I think in our city case, it's where you take and place the funding.
Yeah, it's a motivator.
So like the scenario, $5.1 million for a football field, when you could have just stayed at Wisner, invest those dollars in something else that would
Mhm.
benefit the kids, whether it being some financial workshops and things like that that you could put in the curriculum for the kids to strengthen their knowledge. We didn't think of that. I don't think we thought of that. We Because the parents are not involved, it's easy to run
Right.
amok. And in our day, think about it. Our parents went to PTA conference. So
And DJ Bobo made a point. He said, it takes a village and we lost the village.
and that is it.
That's facts.
That's
Hmm.
fact.
That's facts.
That's facts. And the village is, I mean, I grew up. Just think about it. I played sports at North, so I had a village. I had coaches, teachers that was concerned about my well-being. And that was during the school day and after. So it
You
was
was one of the ones that got lucky.
yeah, yeah. See, I had it during and after.
Yeah, because
So
I had the opposite experience.
yeah, see,
Please share if y'all watching and you're new to the show. Miss Nikita Porter, what's going on? Hit the share button for us.
what
And
DJ Bobo say, money is today's world. Money is today's world. In our time, our teachers care about teaching, lifting up the community, and wanting a better future for children of color. Y'all think this is
Some
bad.
of them.
Now, what will you do if they remove education in Project 25? Bro, don't even get on that one.
Yeah, because I ain't made no drinks and I don't want to get drunk
right.
with y'all
Okay,
tonight.
listen. That one right there, it's going to be a lot of B&Es going on. If they remove education, it's going to be a lot of B&Es going on.
We're gonna open up the phone line.
Yeah,
It's
open
been
up the
open.
phone.
It's been open, guys. So 248-905-1128. Miss Nikita Porter, DJ Bobo, Dominique, Cassinda, anybody, Miss Mary Kay, anybody that want to call and give their opinion about what we're talking about. But I think this is important with the education aspect. We really haven't hit that really the last couple of since we started really, and I think that's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah,
And
but
then,
we haven't had all good teachers. You know what I'm saying? Even back then too, because
Yeah, we have stuff to
I
be
No,
teachers.
no, we didn't have 100%.
I
Like
can
you know,
speak
yeah,
on that because I know I got failed. I got failed at Madison for sure, for sure. And I know I had a principal that everybody liked him, but I never liked that Mr. Man. I never liked him.
oh no,
I
no.
remember
Mhm.
I went to this man's office and apologized for some shit I didn't even do. Just to see, just for him to be like, look at me a different way. You know what I mean? And it didn't happen. So I got failed over there. You know what I mean? And that's why I say I was class of 93 for a certain period of time because they literally failed me for not bringing a geography book to class. They literally didn't like me that much. And I wasn't even a bad kid. You know what I mean?
It's okay, James. It's
Pontiac
okay.
Northern, over at Pontiac Northern,
Uh-huh.
when I tried out for the basketball team, and it was hella people that couldn't touch me.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
didn't let me play basketball because I wouldn't play football.
But yeah, that was the thing. That was the thing. I mean, You know, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell
I
you.
was allergic to grass. I didn't want to be in
Hey,
the damn grass.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you how I made the basketball team. Now you remember Ewok, right, James? You know we used to go hoop there,
Yeah.
right? And I played for Ewok. Me and I would say the Thugs, my dogs, and we played against Northern, and we
Uh-huh.
beat them by 20.
Damn.
Beat them back, and
Yeah.
they championship team. They was the stuff.
Right.
We blew them out. Nobody. They closed the gym, would let nobody see it the whole night. And then the next year, I went out for the team. Bam, I was on the team.
Yeah. But it did, but I like I say
But
though,
I
I
played
didn't
football too, so it was
I
like,
tried out. I remember when I came back and tried out for because I actually made the JV team, then they cut me to bring somebody down from varsity.
mm-hmm.
But when I tried out for varsity and Freeman Jones was there, I remember I won the tip over Freeman Jones. I was
Yeah,
dunking when I was 14.
I
yeah.
remember Freeman, man. I remember Freeman.
Hey,
That's
Freeman,
dang.
Yeah,
I forgot all about Freeman when
I
TV
was
Freeman
said
Jones,
Freeman
yeah,
Jones.
that was
bro.
my
Then you
teammate. That was my teammate.
Freeman. I remember
yeah,
Freeman.
all them guys. Then you had the other Scooby. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm like,
Cali.
none of them do. Like Freeman was definitely a better player than me. I ain't gonna never slip and say that shit. You know what I mean? But man, they just wasn't fucking with me. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's the type of shit that I didn't like. That coaches could, and that's why as a parent, I make sure that I go to my son practices at the end, or I make sure I see what's going on and I peep out the politics of the situation, even with AAU. You know what I mean? Because it's coaches that'll do shit to block your means. It's
Yeah,
teachers that'll do shit to block your way. You know what I mean? And I remember, and I can say even in fourth grade, I remember in fourth grade, is a teacher named Miss Campbell. She didn't like me. She failed me just because she
man,
didn't like me.
everybody telling you
Hey,
that.
look it. I seen her at Felice's. Remember when Felice's? Remember the grocery store?
Yeah,
I seen her at Felice's with my wife. I was so happy to see her. I said, "Hey," I said, "This lady that failed me right here, because she didn't like me." She
Let
said,
it go,
"Excuse me."
bro. It's gonna
She
be
said,
okay.
"Hell no." She said, "Excuse me." I said, "Yeah, it's me that got this and this, that's a landscaping company." Da da da. And I was like, "Yeah, and this my beautiful baby right here." You know what I mean? Because it was just something. You know what I'm saying? You can't. It's sad that as a black woman, I don't know how you could not try to help a black child succeed. But
But
you know,
now they have
and
the
I'm not.
No Child Left Behind program, so you would have been just fine.
you can't fuck. You can't.
No, no, see, no, and this is serious because I'm not making a joke out of like that's serious
Yeah,
because
yeah,
there's a lot of kids that
yeah.
it was a lot of other smart kids, you know what I'm saying, that got left behind and look where they ended up at. We know a lot of them. We can mention them right now. But the thing is, that could have been prevented if you had a certain teacher. We had educators in my neighborhood. Look at the educators that was in my neighborhood.
I
Miss
know you,
Matthews,
Miss Sykes.
Miss Sykes,
Yep,
Miss
all of them in
Lewis,
your neighborhood.
Yeah, they
Miss
lived. They
Lewis.
lived in the
They
You
neighborhood.
know
live
what?
there.
And honestly, and Miss Matthews, I love her to death. She's like another mother to me. But if she
DJ
would have
Bobo
never
said,
set
"Come
me
on
up,
now, Scoob. I was with you. We were not model kids, bro."
oh hell no, Bobo don't know. Look at here, when I ain't getting into no trouble. So anyway, look it. If Miss Matthews would have had spoke to me about college, I would have wanted to go to college. All she had to do was just tell me specific things. But a lot of older educators didn't share with certain kids that came up a certain way. Now the
Yeah,
problem was I came up in an organized crime family.
you see?
Oh, Lord.
You know what's
So
go
people
ahead,
look
Coon.
at you different. You know what I'm saying? In a neighborhood, especially in the neighborhood I grew up. See, D know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So what I'm saying is a lot of people aside at you, they'll love you, but they still won't give you the same information or treat you the same of how because of who your parents are or grandparents and how you came up.
Yeah.
How did we? But ultimately, I guess I'm asking the question, man. Like, where did the ball drop at? Because let's say it like this, man. Back in the day, I guess early
Parents.
90s. I'm not gonna say late 90s, early 90s, all the 80s and 70s or whatever, going backwards. The school the school kind of handled all your needs almost like how the church was. You know what I'm saying? And
Uh,
what I'm saying is they really didn't. I mean, they really tried to put their arms around the child and help the child, and I to proceed and go and get ahead. But now we see a lot of organizations are picking up from where the schools are lacking. So that's where you have a lot of organizations around here that they are crutches for the school district, and which is always good to have helping hands. But the school used to be basically you have organizations outside of the school that helped and did backbone support for the school,
Right.
but not as much as you have now. You have so many organizations that have to put up a foothold for the schools, and it's like now it's like the school is I don't want to sound glass half empty, but it's like the schools is lacking the spirit, lacking the soul, and
Well,
and
first of all, teachers were back in the day when we were coming up. Parent, they were able to parent us as well,
Yeah, they could be disciplinarians.
right?
Yeah.
right,
They were disciplinarians. They fed you. You had your school nurse who cleaned you up and all these things. And our parents allowed it. Like it was kind of like again going back to the village. Nowadays, a teacher can't even use a certain tone
right.
with the child, and the parents up there irate and ready to fight. So there's just like a disconnect when it comes to parents allowing teachers to parent and that being okay if they discipline the child. We used to get paddles and all type of stuff set outside in the hallways and when our mother came up to the schoolhouse, she was not taken outside at all. She didn't want to hear nothing from us. It
They was
was
slow.
Miss Dinkins said she had to paddle you today. And when you get in this house, I'm getting you again. It wasn't no parent coming up in their headscarf trying to beat down a teacher about talking to their kid a certain kind of way.
So is there any coming back for us? Like ultimately Pontiac High, I want it to succeed. But do you see a comeback for us? I want it, and I'll do my part as best as I can to do some things. But
It's
I
going to
overall,
think
gentrification can bring it back.
Mm, yeah.
You want the
yeah, well,
truth
that's
of
just good.
it? You want
That's
the
gonna
truth
be
of
it.
it?
That's gonna be it, Jay.
Yeah. I mean, is it gonna come back? I mean,
wow, James.
I'm gonna be honest.
I'm on here to tell the truth.
I'm
Right,
gonna be
tell it.
honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is my personal opinion. I think going into the schoolhouse gonna be over. They're gonna make you do that thing at home. They're gonna force your parent to
Yeah, it's
put a
going that way.
laptop in front of you. They gonna and the teachers are gonna be on the screen.
Yeah.
That's
I
how
mean,
you.
a lot of high schools already had it. You don't have
Yeah,
to go to.
some of them
You don't.
already
You don't
got
even
it.
have to go to school.
I don't know if they're gonna go with that because a lot of children started dealing with like anxiety and depressions and stuff because they didn't have that socialization in the schools. So I don't know if homeschooling is going to be the answer in
Because
this.
think about this:
They not gonna care when
The
it comes to
parents
money.
aren't available to supervise their children
yeah,
all day long when
I
parents have
get
to
it.
But
work.
it come down to
I get
money.
it, but
So when it comes
but
down to money, it's not gonna matter.
yeah, because I get it, but it's think about the amount of crime that's taking place in school, and it's called the cost of that. It all comes down to cost, and then two, you got to look at some of these districts who are mismanaging funds. So, and it's just me. I'm looking at it from like when the COVID thing happened, how they did it, made all the kids do it from home, and then they can go take a break, go outside, go. They gonna find some kind of way because the government gonna
I don't think the parents are going to go for that. I
yeah,
do not think.
but the parents may not because it depends on the district. It depends on the district because they're gonna say, well, it's costing us too much. Too many kids getting jumped on. Too many kids getting shot. I don't want to send my kid to that school. We need to close the school down. And
They're
then,
not going to. I mean, a parent can choose to take their child out and homeschool, but you're not going to have that in numbers.
yeah,
I don't think that's a
I
realistic
mean,
thing.
And you
that's
want
just
me to
me
tell you where
because
you getting a good education at right now? And it's sad.
what's that?
Prison.
Wow. Oh yeah, you pulled out a cell phone. I mean, you're right. They Googling everything.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but the prison programs that you're getting a good education from the prison
The
program,
prison.
Hey,
and that's the sad part.
and then in the South, you cannot fail a student. Can't flunk them.
Yeah, that's the No Child Left Behind. I don't
Yeah,
think you could
yeah,
do it
it's like that now.
You got pass.
in a lot of places.
You pass him on. If he can't read, he gonna be in the 12th grade. Can't read.
Yeah, but they can't. So what do you do? How do we just stay? Because you can't graduate them, though. So I don't understand the concept anyway. Like
I don't
you
know how you have a parent that doesn't know their child can't read.
A parent that's disconnected. Now, I will say this: when
Then
I
you
was,
can't put that on the schools. I mean, to have a child that can't read.
it's not. It's not on the school. It's on the parent. But I have
Mhm.
worked with students who couldn't read, and they were in the 12th grade, and we got outside resources to get them across the stage. And
That is crazy.
check this out. He is a known business owner to this day. But the school couldn't do it because his what the environment that he was in and what he was doing. But now he's successful, but legally successful, but illegally he couldn't read. And the school was just pass him along. And then he crossed my path one day and he had a kid and he said, "Hey, Mr. Wins, can I talk to you?" I said, "Yeah, what's up, man?" He said, "I got a little girl at home and I can't even read this nursery book to her." That got me. I said, "Oh boy, you finna learn how to read." And he was the coolest of all of them. Everybody respected him. But then he got it together, and I talk to him to this day. He's doing very well, successful as heck. But at that time, I said, "What happened?" He said, "Man, they just passed me along. Everybody passed me along
And
Yeah.
and I know sometime like
because of
even
how he looked. They stereotyped him because he was always wearing the gear. He was always,
That's all on the parent. That is all on the parent. The gear, the letting him pass, knowing he can't read. That's all on the parent.
Shit,
If there
that's
is
on
a
the
parent,
parent and the school.
but at the
no,
same
it's not on the school. The school is there and available to teach.
but at the
But as a
same
parent,
time,
you got to advocate for your child.
but at the
Okay,
same
but how was
time,
they passing them though?
at the same time, you got parents out here scared of their kids. See?
I don't know. My daughters were reading before they left the
Yeah,
house.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm
You
saying
know, so that's poor
it's only
parenting.
it's a small number of that, but there's a
Mhm.
lot of kids where the parent is afraid of them.
Or illiterate as well.
Or yeah, that too.
Oh, there it is. And
Mhm.
I'm saying that to say, in education, it's a lot of ills, if you will, depending on where. It's a lot of, I call it pimping poverty. It's a lot of pimping poverty going on in the educational systems.
Mm.
If you think about it, if we managed, I would say in our communities, if we managed the funding that we got and allocated it in the right buckets for the right reasons, our kids would be so farther ahead. I could put money on that.
Yeah, that's facts. But when you have a mayor, uh, 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 a specific principle, everybody back then. Everything was clicked up. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you done back then when we were in school, there was nothing that couldn't be done that couldn't be swept under the rug.
right, yeah,
Nothing. And we know it. You know, it's stuff we could say, but I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? It's kids
Right,
stuff
Renee?
we don't want to say. We'll let it go, but we know there's anything that can be swept under the rug.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
therefore, you had certain teachers. I can say this: if you go back and look, you had certain teachers that was making $70,000, $80,000 back in the day,
Right. That was
and
good.
some of them was making 35 and 40, but
Yeah.
it was because they was in the clique. So that not it was just bad administration that ruined the schools.
bad
Mhm.
administration.
That's really
Right,
what it was.
And
So
I
bad
totally
therefore,
administration.
agree.
No,
You
you're
got
right.
people fighting
That's what
behind
happened.
the scenes.
But you know who voiced that? Who's supposed to voice that?
The parents.
Parents.
But
It
think about
goes back
this.
to the
Think about
parents.
this.
But you
It
miss,
goes back
yeah,
to the
Yeah,
parents.
you're right. But think about this. In that time, and when we were in school, the parents was in the school and knew where the dollars went. That's why we had the Miss Kings, the Miss Battles, the Miss Sites, and all of
Mhm.
them who was like, boy, you better get your butt up in this class and sit yourself down somewhere and you finna
Mhm.
learn. And you gonna write this paper and you gonna nope, that's wrong and correct
But
it.
do we not want that for our children as well?
But
And so
you
we
gotta
have to
think about
demand that. We have to demand that. Well, we're becoming grandparents at this point.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
But
but
but you got
yeah.
but you got to think about it. At this day and time, the amount of parents and the amount of people in the school, it's only a small number that really care. It's only a small number that really care. When you drop your kid off to school, it's a small number of people in that building that really care.
yeah, and who's
Now the
and
people dropping them off don't care either though.
yeah,
So the kids
who
are
wants
just
to
in
go up to
trouble.
school?
They do.
Okay, so look at, but who wants to go up to a school and have to
Okay, hold
approach?
on now.
Oh, it sounded like Pontiac Central Band back there.
No, it
My
did.
TV
I'm,
just came on
I'm
while
about
I
to
was
start doing the
saying,
cheap day.
Hey, but who wants to go? No one wants to go up to no school and be arguing with the administration when you
Right.
can take
Yeah,
your kid to another school and they're going to excel.
but
yeah.
everybody don't have the luxury
Avondale came
of going
along
to a
and
different
stole
school.
everybody kid. Avondale came along and stole.
Bro.
I
Oh,
mean, West Bloomfield, Waterford, Mott, and all of that, but
Yeah,
it
everybody.
they
seems
too.
like
Hey,
it seems.
Pontiac basically got poached. You know what I mean? Our best athletics, our best minds, our scholars,
Everything.
they got poached basically. You know, our our next political leaders, our next a lot of great things, and we still got some great gems here. Don't get me wrong. Like Pontiac High is not depleted of some genius in there, but a lot of kids that we just had promised. Man, they just gone to West Bloomfield, like you said. They poached everywhere, everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because if you don't have no programs, a school contact you and say, we got this uh, engineering program that your
Yeah.
child can come to, and he's wasting his talent there,
Yeah.
you're on
Look
out
at
of there.
I mean, look at Michigan running back. The
Oh
star
yeah,
running back.
yeah. Edwards.
Yeah, he's from Pontiac.
Yeah,
He from the yacht, born and raised.
yeah.
And live there, but went to West Bloomfield because his
Opportunity.
daddy said, "You're a father one time, and I'm gonna give mine the best setup." And
Yeah.
he researched my son talented. I gotta put him where he can be successful because we wasn't offering the programs and the activities. We were, hey, just go play football, give him an A. That's so and so.
Yeah.
I
And
know.
So how do we turn that around?
I
How is
don't
that turned
know. I
around?
don't know.
how do we? That's a
You
tough one.
said
Well, that
diversification.
5 point. I think
You
that
gotta
five
get
point
your,
one.
you gotta put the right superintendent. I'm going to give y'all an example of one of my good friends who's a superintendent, and he was a principal at Pontiac Central. But he's a superintendent at River Rouge, but he wanted to be the superintendent of Pontiac, and Pontiac didn't accept him, and that's Derek Coleman. Now, Derek Coleman took River Rouge to a level you wouldn't believe right now. And River Rouge is like Pontiac. But he was in Pontiac, and when he came to Pontiac Central was graduating 125 students. But when he got done, it was 500 students crossing that stage because he knew how to leverage the resources. And he knew how to bring people into the schools to help. I mean, my program was in the school during the day. So we wasn't letting no kid fail. I mean, we working with the parents, the kid, the grandmama, everybody to make sure that they were successful. And then we just brought, and he reached out, he raised his hand. Hey, United Way, y'all got some money over there. Hey, I need some help over here. I got kids in my building that's not eating. So they food. hey, United Way, you got funding. Why you taking it out to Clarkston? Pontiac in your backyard, in the same city with you. Bring me that money. I'm gonna get this out to the kids and send them to college.
Yeah.
And the resource, and it went on and on and on. But our administration at the time, to me, makes sense. Make him a leader downtown and let him do his thing, because he had the ear of the community. Coach Brown was downtown, had the ear of the community. Didn't let him do his thing, because all the parents, all of our parents, even my parents, had respect for him, and he was interjecting in the kids and exposing them to secondary education, which made you want to go, because he drove me to a college.
Yeah,
Like,
but you got to realize that the people that you're speaking of is intimidating.
Yeah,
intimidating to the people that don't want to do their job.
That's right.
So they getting stunted. You know, they're getting stunted at every turn because you have these insecure people that's in these positions that's not supposed to be there.
That's right.
So they can't work how they want to, bro. That's what I'm saying.
You're absolutely right.
Hey,
intimidating. Because I know Derek Comey used to give teachers, if you wasn't teaching and you wasn't getting these kids through high school, you were fired. If you was half-ass teaching, he used to go sit in the classroom. I witnessed it. He would sit in the classroom and watch his teachers perform and say, hey, okay, I'm going to give you a couple things you need to interject in your curriculum, and I'm going to send you to training and the whole nine. But he made sure the kids did not leave without that education. And if they wanted to go to college, trade school, army, whatever, it was provided. It was in the building for them to access. It wasn't I gotta go home and talk to my mama. No, mama, come up here. We got college so-and-so here this week. You need to come talk to your kid ready. And
look at this rank.
Going down like that.
Look at this ranking if you can see it, man. This is 2020. This is 2024. And I'm not coming down on, man, but I had a real passionate conversation the other night, and it really made me mad. If it don't make you mad, then something wrong with you, especially if you're from Pontiac. 4 out of 673 high schools in Michigan, Pontiac ranks 480. That's terrible, brother. And I just hate it. You know what I mean? Out of 17,655 nationally, you're around 13,000. You know what I'm saying, bro? I was looking at this.
We don't have a neovac. We don't have we needed 2 or 3 neovacs.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I'm saying?
Because graduation rate 50%, 57%.
That's awful. That's shit. That's information I wish I would have.
Another part of this problem is too the children's home life.
Yeah,
it's the children's home life. I actually attended a Pontiac school board meeting, and this is some years ago. But I left there damn near in tears, just listening to what was going on in the schools. Now I know that what the metal detectors had to become necessary, but it was a time when Pontiac was one of the only schools in the area that had metal detectors. I'm sure there was a reason for that, but just going into what they call the pipeline to prison, so to speak.
Yes.
Going through the metal detectors, having police in there.
That started the metal detector started in 1993 to 94 school year. And that was the end of y'all era. That's when things changed. Honestly, and Miss Nikita Porter, Miss Wins, not Miss Wins, I'm sorry, Miss Lucas, Miss Mary Kay, we all kind of experienced that. The metal detectors. I mean, the line was around the school just to get in. You know what I mean?
And so I just think that all of that, and then to think that a lot of children in this area, they're dealing with traumas. They have either witnessed domestic violence, a drug addicted parent going through their changes. They have an incarcerated parent, or a parent that was slain. It's just our demographic, kids have gone through so much trauma that what they were talking about was the kids taking substances. Like it was different for us, right? Back when
Yeah,
we were kids could go out and sneak and smoke a cigarette or something. That was like a big
so
deal. But now these kids are like eating edibles and vaping,
Hey,
and it's a whole different thing going on with these kids, and
no,
they're really messed up.
yeah,
You got
cancer is
bullying.
gonna be.
It's so bad. It's so bad that when I left, I was like, damn, like the kids were literally smuggling edibles into their lunch hour. It's just,
Yeah,
I don't
but
know.
let
got
me
kids vaping out.
let me
That cancer is gonna be a big issue over
yeah.
all over again.
They
Like
just said
these
that
kids
in
is gonna
this
have cancer
generation.
way earlier in life.
Yeah, they
You know what
just
I
said
mean? Because they smoking them vape and they don't put them down. Like they literally, I'll be watching people. They hold them.
But
Everybody
they're
not doing
coping. That's a coping mechanism. That's what I'm talking about. Well, anytime a kid, 15, 14, or whatever, drinking, smoking, popping pills and doing all this stuff, man, they're coping. They're self medicating, and it's because of what they're probably witnessing and dealing with at home.
I think partially, I don't know. I don't know. I've been a drug and alcohol counselor, and at at that age, some I could say some of them, but not as many as I think. Because it's cool right now. It's more cool now. Things is just
School.
doing
What was
stuff.
cool for us is like highly dangerous for them. We thought that getting a Sun Country cooler was
yeah,
cool, right? We thought that taking a half smoked cigarette butt out of our parents' ashtray was cool. These kids are taking guns to school.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
But the level of cool ain't cool.
right. It
We
ain't
were doing
no
some
doubt.
kid shit. These kids are on some dope fiend,
Taking pills every
homicidal,
day.
suicidal type of things that we were not on
hey,
growing up.
I'm finna break y'all. I'm finna break it down because y'all know I worked in the schools and did the best I could to help. Let me tell y'all this. Do y'all know most parents put their kids on medication for ADHD to receive a check, and the school got a check,
Yeah, both. Yeah,
and
school.
they
Oh,
on the baby. So a lot of these behaviors were created to
I
get,
can agree.
and they would the things that they would do to put these kids on that medication. Because think about it, the
The
medication,
Ritalin and all of that.
yeah, the ribbon and all of that, and a lot of times I would catch parents when they right before they get ready to do that. I'd be like, no, don't do that. This is what you do. You put his ass on the track team and you make him run. He'll calm his ass down because he's gonna be tired
Mhm.
when he come home. He ain't gonna want to run out and run in the street. Put him on something, get him going to school, give him something to do right after school. And
But those extracurricular activities aren't available to these kids now. That's a thing
Yeah,
too.
you got to
that was
pay
Can
to
you
Sports and
guys
play.
hear me?
band
Can
and
y'all
You
hear
got to
me?
pay to
all of that we were
play. That's
into.
crazy.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
But I'm saying these are some of the things. Now I'm finna really rock you. You talked about the pipeline to prison, right?
Hmm.
There's a test that's given at third grade, correct? In our schools,
Hmm.
right? If your kid is not reading up to that level, depending on the number of students, they build a prison. That's factual information. Prisons are private owned. So this test comes out in our community. They look
No, in some states, in some they not in Michigan yet. We don't have no private owned prison in Michigan yet at all.
no, not yet, but I'm saying
They
in
coming.
Michigan, if you take a test in third grade and you're not reading to the level and you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you are they deem you as going to prison. It's called success by six. You need to have your kid reading and doing what they're supposed to do by 6 years old. But by the third grade, and they take that aptitude test and they fail, depending on the number of students that fail in an area, they basically set it up for a prison. They already kind of know that this kid, because he's not reading and he's gonna act out, he's gonna create bad behaviors, and he's gonna fail. Next thing you know, he's in the prison system, and they're gonna get 50,000 per year when he's locked up.
You have just blew my wig back, and I don't even wear a wig.
When it comes to this, our kids and in the community and people allocating funds and doing things, and you got all these outside agencies now involved. It's a good thing that the outside agencies are involved to try to help. But when you really look at our schools and how we allocate the money for our students, and we don't do a good job in our community. I'm gonna be honest with you. Pontiac, Flint, Detroit, we don't do a good allocation. We do pay so and so 100,000, pay so and so 50,000, pay so and so 75. They never step foot in the building. We put the money in somebody else's hand instead of in the kids' hand. So that's a whole nother situation. But by third grade, if they ain't passing that test, we setting up a prison for them.
Yeah. But look at another thing too. Look at our curriculum. Look at the difference between the school's curriculum in different schools and just in different cities.
You go there, man.
You know what I mean? We don't set like number one, school was set up. If you want to go, no, this is a whole nother conversation. We hit on this another day. Why schools was created in the first place and why education was set up a particular way.
Just set
You know what I'm saying? You got to go all the way back to the Fords for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was never set up for us to really succeed anyway. But if you notice, because we were in particular schools, now when they start having schools like uh Detroit had, Cass Tech,
Yeah.
what I'm saying, King and certain schools like that,
Yeah.
those they were technical schools. You know what I mean? Which taught in a different way, in a different form. But guess what? We didn't try to do any of that.
Yeah. We didn't think about this. We didn't
And
have,
then when we had, but hold on, look, D. Then
yeah.
when we had charters that came in that was actually doing it,
Hmm.
we got mad. They
Yeah.
got mad because of the money, and it was only because of the money. It wasn't about the education.
No, man. Listen, I'm gonna tell you.
That is so true.
After being in it and seeing it, to me, it was pimping poverty.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's always about that.
It's all about the dollar. And don't get me wrong, you had some of them in there that really truly cared, and they did everything they could. But those people were fired and moved out of the way because they wasn't crooked. And I'm saying that to say, like,
Gave early retirements too.
yeah, gave early retirements too. So I'm seeing this, and it's kind of different where I'm at now, because the company I work for, I will tell y'all, I had a school. I was since then promoted from that, but I had a school and a plant. So the kids that wasn't performing in the schools, we offered them school. In my school, you came to school, you got paid, and you worked and got paid, and you graduated, and then I gave you a job. Because I made sure you what you gonna eat. You gonna be a taxpayer when I got through with you. And you was gonna be able to take care of yourself instead of dropping out, joining the gang and all that. So down here, it's a little bit different. Because it's mostly us. So they
Can
ain't.
I, can I ask a question? Did you move there for work?
Yeah.
So why did you choose to go? Why didn't you stay, if you don't mind me asking?
Why I didn't
Well,
stay?
it sounds like you're so needed here.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. The reason I didn't, I'm gonna just be real candid. We got nigga shit going on in the yak. We got shit going on where people are just voting for who popular. And we got people running business that never went to school for business.
Hmm.
And nothing against everybody, they nice and whatever. But when I was there, we were doing our thing. And it got it was so toxic at how
Um,
were being done to the point to whereas I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this degree. Here I come, General Motors, and I went over there. Now General Motors was funding my program.
mm,
were we were putting kids in school every single year. Me, my organization, General Motors in Chrysler, we were putting kids in school. I had signing day in Pontiac, where once a year, all the seniors would sign and go to college, and they would leave me with $5,000 in their pocket to go pay for tuition, books, computers, whatever it was. We were doing the right things, and then we were a part of Mentor Michigan, which was Jennifer Granholm's initiative. We was a part of that, but it was my city. Um, at a point, I'll just be real honest. It wasn't certain. It was the people that came in my city that was from the outside that made me feel like, you know what, I better get away from this because it's going to be a situation. Because there
gotcha.
was some wild stuff. And then when I went to General Motors, and then from there, this company reached out to me, and it was like an awesome opportunity. And I showed up there. I got a school, and I had a manufacturing facility that I had to run. But and that's doing successful right now.
Hmm.
We in Michigan is scared to invest in the children because we scared of them. But down here, I had kids that was 10 times worse than the kids in Pontiac. And all I did was,
Where
come
let
here,
them know where you at, D.
huh?
Let them know where you at.
I ain't telling them where I'm at.
No, I'm saying the city. I'm saying what you
Oh,
said. I'm saying the city or the state where you at.
oh,
Because
oh, when I
People,
was
Georgia.
in Augusta, Georgia, the school that I ran, we were, and still it's still going right now. I mean, I was exposing the kids to careers, so they came to school for their regular electives. They got paid because this how I know when you get grant money, you can do it. And our company partnered with the school district, and we just provide the building, and we paid the students. So I paid all the students an hourly rate, and they didn't
Wow.
miss school. And if you missed school, you was pointed like you was at a job. And they got wrote up for doing bad behaviors and all that. But then after 4 hours of being in the classroom, I put them on the plant floor, and they would work the rest of their 8 hours and then go home. I would have a bus come pick them up and take them home.
Wow.
I did that in Pontiac, but we got the people who want to have their hand in the cookie jar. You can't want to have your hand in the cookie jar. See, I'm working with some brothers down here in the South who don't play that. Like, hey Derek, hey, this your school. What can we do? We want to put a new roof on the building. We're gonna put a new parking lot. And I mean, it's a big building, and with classrooms and everything. And the kids came in and worked, and we graduated them. I mean, we had a big graduation ceremony, and then I had a signing day. The same thing I did in Pontiac. I had a signing day, and on that signing day, I gave you a job making $60,000 a year.
That's wild.
yeah,
So when you graduate, so if you were deemed dropping out, you ain't dropping out. Come on in here. I got you. You
right.
coming in here. We didn't let nobody fall through the crack. It's still going right now. I mean, I had congressmen, Republicans, Trumpers come see me about the program. And I mean, it's growing. It's growing in the South. And I mean, it's out there. And it's getting bigger and bigger now. But I took it
You
to the
don't think
level.
you don't think that it something like that even I mean because we got different people in the school district now. I mean, do you think that we got some good
Something
people
like that
in,
would be successful here.
Oh, it
yeah.
would be very successful
I mean, I think we got some open minded and some good people.
very successful because see, it was a pipe. Here's the other part. It was a pipeline for my plant for those who wasn't going to college. Now I did have college fairs as well, I had all the HBCUs coming in there. I had college fairs, the whole nine. So you want to go to college, that's fine. But if you wasn't going to college and you wanted to work, you had an opportunity to get a job. And then I had certified welders. I trained welders to go in my fabrication shop. I had 18-year-old boys making almost six figures. So you figure, and I put them through college in the whole nine. I partnered with the college, the trade school, and they provided free education for them. It's about the kids, because guess what the college got out of that? All kind of tax breaks and everything. But the kids,
It would be interesting if impoverished schools would allow like consultants to come in
yes,
and revamp
yeah.
the educational system. Like they should be definitely open to that if they see other schools succeeding and taking on pilots like that. That's awesome.
I mean,
That's awesome.
it's working right now. I mean, my boys that's from my school, they work now. They work for the company. One of my boys drove from Augusta to Atlanta to come have lunch with me. And he's well off. He's 18 years old, making good money. And to see him go from being a gang member to being a successful young man, he bought his own house, bought his own property, bought his own vehicle, and he set up at 18.
It
Wow.
would be cool. It would be dope if even the big three would do some recruiting at the high schools because that's usually all that's required is a high school diploma, right, to work assembly.
That's
So
right.
it would be really dope to have the big three. I mean, Pontiac and Michigan, period, are big known as the for the automotive industry. So
Yes,
that would make sense to
it
train them.
would be huge. And the thing about it is, the kids, they want it because now, for my kids that was in my school, they wanted to make it to the signing day because I made it a big thing, a big to do. Like signing day, I was giving out offer letters, and it was like that day my pay go from $13 an hour. Plus, I got a high school diploma now.
Hmm.
I go from $13 to like $20 an hour. Now that's impacting me, my family, my mother, and some of the kids were homeless.
To hear the community, that was about to say that ownership, all of that.
All of that. And so they turned into taxpayers. So
Also,
now they go to work every day. They
They're
still
off the
work.
street. Yeah.
They got medical benefits, 401k, tuition reimbursement. Some of them went to college. So
also,
you
Mhm.
figure, and they paying for it.
Also, I would
So,
like to add this. I know we running close. I know James got to get out of here. I know got to wind up. But it's one question I want to because some students and I think some nonprofit or some nonprofits should also offer this because I think that some kids' ambition may not be college.
right,
Some ambition might not be to go to the plant. Some
right.
ambition might to be an entrepreneur. And I think what I haven't seen is I would like to see it, or hopefully it would happen, or maybe one day we got to do our own. But where you have a nonprofit where it helps kids become entrepreneurs out of high school.
Absolutely.
There's no nonprofit I know of that does that. It's all either you helping you go off to college, which that's not in a lot of people's
That's
ambition.
right.
Mhm.
So I mean,
Yeah.
or so you got to help them where they are. You know what I mean? So I would like to see that. That's one thing that I would love to see because a lot of those kids they feel like if I'm not going to school or if I'm not going into the workforce, if I have an idea or a dream, I have nobody really to help me get there, more or less. You know what I'm saying? So those kids are kind of left out the loop. Too. So
Yeah, because
I think
you're
yeah.
right.
Go ahead. Follow
No,
up.
and you're absolutely right because we don't allow them to get that type of knowledge in the classroom. And
But
see,
then another part of it is too the unemployment was so severe that adults our age
They just
were
met
becoming upset
together.
and going after jobs that were typically for young teens or young adults.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
I
Like,
think I just think if the world wanted to impact the educational section is to offer diverse programs.
Diversity. That's all it is.
Yeah,
If you want to be an entrepreneur, put that in the curriculum.
yeah,
If
mhm,
you want to go into manufacturing and be an engineer, now GM works with the school district because when I was there, I got some of the kids from Pontiac into their program.
mhm,
It's for engineers only. But if you had, but if you had a program that says, "Hey, what are your plans?" Well, I don't want to go to college. I feel like I don't want to waste that money or get that debt.
mhm.
Okay, here's an opportunity. You go to school for 4 hours. The other 4 hours you work at General Motors, Chrysler or Ford, that's nearby, and we're gonna bus you there. And you just got to get there, be on time, and you teaching them a skill. Because see, I taught my kids
Responsibility on.
don't walk on the floor late. I was teaching them a skill, and
Mhm.
they had public speaking, they had everything, and because they wanted to get to this signing day. And when they got to their signing day, of course, they went out and bought chargers and all of that brand
Hustle
new
University.
ads. But the thing about it is, if the world wanted to impact the community, or if the school districts wanted to change, the school districts could easily partner with companies and offer programs because a company would love to pay a school. Say General Motors is paying what $41 an hour now. They would love to pay a school, say a student, $15 an hour to build a small part,
Mhm.
put it in a package, and they come pick it up and take it to the plant. That's that's helping them
So,
produce more.
so I know we winding up at the 10 o'clock hour. I gotta get ready to wind it up. I gotta get my son from work.
yeah.
But we had a great conversation right here.
Always great conversation.
I'm glad how we morphed. You know what I mean? From kind of just merged and morphed. You know what I mean? Like a freeway into a new byway. To how we got into this. But I think that's a great conversation about the education. I want to get resources or people on here that can help people that watched. Please feel free to come on. You know what I mean? Like I said before, I think I got connection to someone that may want to speak that's from the school district. I'd love to hear from you guys and everything
Mhm.
like that. But that's what we're here for. We're going to go ahead and give the last words. If anybody got something to say, I know we're going to the 10 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
Do we want ladies first? Whoever want to go first?
Always ladies first.
Yeah,
Um, I don't think I have much to say.
I took it all.
I just enjoy our conversations. I appreciate all the conversation in our chat boxes. I appreciate Dominique and DJ Bobo and Akia and everybody who's becoming our little regulars. Continue to spread the word about this podcast. Uh, Inbox us with topics and ideas that you would like for us to discuss. If you want to be a guest on our show and you think you have something you want to talk about on Tuesdays, reach out to one of us so we can have some dialogue and consider bringing you on. Businesses, please reach out to us because we do want to highlight your businesses and get some foot traffic in your doors. That's
Yes.
about all. That's about all. But we're here and we're open to you coming on to our show or bringing up some topics that we would love to discuss.
That's
Yes.
right.
I'm gonna
Absolutely.
jump out there right quick because my DoorDash done came. But I did have a program. It's weird that y'all brought that up. I called it Hustle University.
See,
I never did anything about it. So if anybody's interested in maybe possibly starting this program, and pretty much it's for kids that didn't want to go to college. I put it together so that we would have training to teach them how to do graphic designs. You would learn how to use DTGs, heat presses, resale items, like simple stuff that you can make that I made all of my money off from reselling things off Craigslist, um, welding, all type of little things like that. That just a lot of things that we just don't touch on that people used to look at in a particular way is not a good job. Like a lot of people, welding wasn't a good job. I used to work at UPS, but guess what? Now, Pack, it's a good job. So
Right.
you know.
So,
And I
But
do mentor as well. I'm sorry, I do mentor as well. I work for Trinity Health Oakland. And if there's any high school students that would like to come and shadow with me, I do welcome that. And I've done it in the past. And Trinity is also open to allowing me to do so. So reach out to me if you have a high school student that's interested in the medical profession. And I'll be more than happy to mentor and allow them to shadow me at
yes.
work.
I see Miss Katrina Powell put a note. I need help for my son. Miss Powell, I will say this to you. I'm going to share this with you. I know I'm not there, but one of the things you can start with helping your son is exposure.
Hmm.
Start walking. Walk him up to university. Just walk him up to Oakland University and take a walk around the campus. Just go for a walk. That's exposure. What is this? And there's going to be a lot of questions that come out of that. But that is the start of sparking the young mind. We
100%.
expose our kids enough and stuff. And then Cassandra, what's that? Ray
Ray Bell. Yeah,
Evaluation.
want to give a shout out to her for her
Yes, Cassandra. You
two
gave me
shirts and
a hard
things.
time when I was trying to get with my wife.
Hi, Cassandra.
And also it's Vegan LLC. Want to give a shout
Yeah.
out to her. We missed her comment a little bit earlier during the conversation. Didn't want it to get too lost in the sauce. But yeah, we had a good show. And my last word is just have a good a good week. We're gonna be back, but I don't know if it's anything extra. Hold on one quick second.
Hold on, I got some. Hold on. Oh no, hold on, I got some. Oh no.
And make America great again.
No.
Make America great again, and that's how we do it.
No,
And you
this
know
is
what?
hey,
My
hey,
daughter said, if Sante come on with this red freaking hat.
Make America great.
So Jasmine, if you watch it, he ain't as fine as we thought he was.
Nah, I'm ugly than a mug.
you sure is.
What?
Yo, I love
Hey, for real though, people, the more good you do, the more good
it.
will follow you. I'm gonna leave that right there. The more good you do, the more good will follow you.
For sure. For
I'm
sure.
out.
Hey, make
You
it
see
great
that,
again.
James and Amy?
Hey, that's what make it good, you know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Y'all want to
You
be
know
bothered with
what?
me no more. I might be on here next week by myself,
I'm about
everybody.
to go. Look, I'm about to go eat my food. I love y'all. Peace.
Hey,
And everybody, for people who like red hats, Pontiac school systems and other school systems around the U.S. does have special ed for those who need it.
For sure.
yes.
All right, y'all. And we'll be back with you guys next week. One love.
Peace.
All right, thanks
Peace.
for watching, everybody.
Bye bye.